the fuck is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Touching Tips, a podcast dedicated to the world of PSVR 2. My name is Karen Alive and Well, and I'll be introducing your hosts. From the west of Ireland, he is a visionary, a leader, a sensual and generous lover, as I can attest. Petrifying Pumpkins. Pumpkins was once a successful businessman before a tragic incident left him with stage 2 ligma of the mind. No longer able to run his multinational POG corporation, Pumpkins turned to his other passion, PSVR. Hence this channel and later podcast were born. Pumpkins is famous all over the world thanks to the various Easter eggs dedicated to him in PSVR exclusive Firewall 0 Hour. Most famously, if you go to the hangar map in the air control tower, you will see radar screens with various aircraft designations that, when combined, spell out Petrifying Pumpkins. It really does make him better than you. From Mexico, he has many names: El Chupacabra, El Fuego, El Pasión. But around here we call him Mr. 777 or Jackpot. Mr. 777 moved to the United States as a wee lad. A former Xbox fan, Jackpot gave up on Team Green when he discovered the future is virtual reality, and has been on PlayStation since. Jackpot lives with his mother in her basement. She reached out to Pumpkins, begging him to let Jackpot be a co-host as she worries about his lack of social communication skills, as you will soon see for yourselves. He turned to marijuana at a young age and has reached a stage where if he were to ever stop smoking, the shock to his system would kill him immediately. Jackpot has a heavily stained pillow that he calls Amanda. He believes that she is real and that he is in a long-term relationship with her. His catchphrase is, "Bitch." And finally, all the way from the frigid wastes of Canada, comes Muzz. Muzz has a passion for maple syrup and discussing PSVR 2. He once got lost in the frozen tundra of northern Canada with his best friend. The ordeal was harrowing and led to Muzz eating the remains of his friend in order to survive. Shortly after, Muzz turned to VR gaming as a way to escape the horrors of the reality he leaves every time he puts on the headset. It's worth noting that while Muzz maintains his best friend was dead before he began to consume him, later studies of the remains hinted at the possibility that the friend died from infections that were caused from bites, though due to a handling error, the evidence was deemed inadmissible and Muzz walked free. He also has a cat. Without further ado, let the show begin. I've been Karen Alive and Well, and I will now hand you over to the strong, sexy hands of Pumpkins. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and all that usual YouTube shite.
What the fuck is this?
Alright. We are live, at least we should be, if the microphones are all working. Muzz, Jackpot, would you sing us a tune?
What up, everybody?
There you go.
Test.
Muzz getting
Test.
gangsta, and sounds good on my end. I hope it's the same in the chat. I know Donnie is there and War Room is there. How you doing, lads? I hope you're keeping well. And how have you been since last we spoke, which was just yesterday?
Outside of work, doing good.
Work shit. Do we know what you do? Is that common knowledge, or is that a secret?
No, I posted it on Discord. I think I work at a pet store, PetSmart.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I think we talked about this before.
And it's a stressful job. You don't get to
Not
just
as
rub
tiring.
you can't rub dogs all day, no?
Too much to do. No,
Okay.
I get to see dogs and stuff, but no, too much to do. Can't pat all the dogs all day.
Do you handle snakes and shit?
Sometimes.
Nice.
We do have reptiles.
Damn, them reptiles, so you know how to
Man,
handle them
Pete
quest
will
aliens.
Pete is just
Yeah.
licking his lips right. I mean his fingers.
We
Not
got those
really.
bearded dragons. We got those geckos.
Damn, fucking Pete's busting in his pants right now.
He's hard right now.
Deej is here. How you doing, Deej? With the oi oi oi. Nice to see you again. Testes are good. Thank you for letting me know. War Room and Chopped says, "Sup fellas, how you doing, Mr. Chopped?" And Jackpot, what have you been up to? You staying off the streets?
Nothing.
Good.
Trying to stay
Good.
off the streets. I told you I hurt my back. I can't do much. You know.
Did. You did.
You can't smoke weed because your back's hurt. So
That was
No,
medicinal.
that
You should just say it's medicinal the whole time
Medicinal,
for your
yeah.
back, you know. And then I go easy on you. I'd go easy on you,
always
you
been-
know.
I told you since day one, and you just
No.
went with no. So I just
No,
went
it's
with
not. You tell me you got a prescription for that?
There's no prescription. There's a medical card, and I used to have one, but I don't need to. The only way for you to have a card, it just saves you a little bit of money, and it costs a lot to get the card, so I just don't even bother.
So does the doctor say go get some of this fucking sticky Shepherd's Delight and that's going to sort out your back? Or does he recommend a specific strain?
Actually, yes. If
Yeah.
you go to the medical doctor, you say, and you're like, "What's your problem, sir?" And you're like, "You know what? This fucking guy that I've been streaming with, he's fucking driving me crazy.
Yeah.
He's hurting my back." And then he's like, "You know what? Try this and this. Here you go. Take this
Mix
to the
them up.
place. Take a picture. You get a card."
But then I bet it says take no more than like once a day or something like that, and you ignore that part.
No, because it's not like chemicals. You can't. There's nothing.
That's what he says at the beginning, and then Jackpot shows the stream to him, and then he's like, "Oh, up that dosage about 5 times the amount."
And is this fella just like a random fella in the back of an alleyway, or is he like?
No, it's
Have you
licensed
confused
in
him for a
fucking-
doctor?
Next to PetSmart. Next to PetSmart. You go to
Next to
PetSmart, you
next
go to
next to
the weed store,
Muzz's.
and you also go to-
he's in a back alley, but he's wearing scrubs.
It's just
so
Muzz.
he's
Muzz puts on a mask. He goes out the back and he sells drugs to Jackpot. It all adds
Throw
up.
on the
Yeah,
put a
go
mask
Costco.
on with the scrubs and the hat. Yeah, here, these are gonna help you out, buddy.
Yeah.
Keep him
That's how it
docile,
works.
Muzz. Keep him docile.
I'm a doctor, can't you see?
Yeah. He's just got like his license is just fucking a piece of paper with crayons scribbled all over it, but Jackpot can't read.
And a little old school minivan.
Chop says smoke more Wheaties. I have a medical card, Pomps. Well, that might work in your country, but it doesn't work for me. I know
Because
what
guys
you are.
have no freedom.
I know what you are. No, it's as much as you want. You just tell yourself it's as much as you want. You know. Listen, this is completely off topic, but like I've got.
You're the one.
I know. I'm just saying, but I got like a way of viewing American television, and I'm just watching like
What's
I
that?
watch your ads and stuff, and it's like, oh, it's always drugs and shit. It's like, oh, ask for this specific brand at your fucking pharmacist and all this. It's like it's a bizarre situation you have going on over there.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I was born in Mexico, and we don't have that shit.
No.
And I came here and be like, "Do you know this blah blah blah?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" It was a pill. I was like, "Bitch, how am I supposed to know pill names?" All I know
The
is
doctor gives
aspirin,
us the paper.
Pepto-Bismol,
Yeah,
and some,
stuff you can
motherfucking-
buy over the counter yourself. That's fine.
Right. Yeah, no, trust me, I agree. It's weird. It's fucked up. It's not weird. It's fucked up and it's on purpose. But that's a whole different topic.
It is. That's why I said we're going completely off topic by bringing that up. But yeah, anyway, welcome to episode 50 of Touching Tips. 50 is it's a good number, isn't it? You know,
50.
how many have you?
Nice
How many
round.
have we done with you? What episode did you boys jump in at? Like 41
say
or 40?
Four or five. You and Decepticon.
Yeah, I would say 5.
fucking
Five?
missed on me.
Okay. Feels like it's been
5 at the
longer.
most.
Okay. Okay. Well, we haven't missed a week. We're doing good. I'm liking the momentum we've got going.
Yeah.
And we got some good stuff to talk about. Well, not really good stuff necessarily. Interesting stuff, though. You know,
Spicy stuff.
spicy stuff.
New
Yeah,
games. Games
new
is always
games.
good.
Yeah, we got stuff to. First thing we should talk about is last Thursday, I think it was, where PlayStation did that thing they like to do, which is like, hey, meet us in the PlayStation blog for the next hour and we'll sell you some fucking PSVR 2 games. Don't tell anyone. And they did that every 15 minutes or whatever. They talked about a game. A lot of them were the ones we already knew about, where they gave us like release dates and stuff. And then there was a couple of games that we never heard about before. So yeah, the first one, we'll just take it in the order that they gave it to us and we'll go through them one by one. So the first one is Among Us VR. Now they say announced for PSVR. That's the big thing, even though we already knew it was announced for PSVR ages ago by the developers themselves. But then they went completely quiet on us. Anyway, they put a new trailer out, which you can see playing there on the screen. They did not give us a release date though, but I looked it up myself because I was curious. When did Among Us VR release on the Quest? And it was the 10th of November. So I think, I bet Zuck came along with his bag of cash, said make this 1 year exclusive to Quest, and then once the 10th of November passes, I guarantee you're gonna see it drops on PSVR 2. Really close to that. That's my bet. Could be wrong, obviously, but you know. If you're wondering what's the story with the game itself, it has 4 to 10 players, so it's going to be a good option for game nights. Get 10 people in there, be plenty of spaces. 2 maps, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I don't really think it matters in a game like this, does it?
Not when it's $9, not or $10.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
$10.
it is only $9.99, so yeah, even if it's shit, it's probably worth trying this out. And it features proximity chat, crossplay, and custom lobby settings, which apparently changed the way the game plays a lot, so you can dick around with like sliders and stuff to make it somewhat more unique. But yeah, thoughts on this, lads? Thoughts and prayers?
It looks cool. I've been wanting to play this since I first saw it when they first showed it was playing in VR. So
Have either of you played the like mobile version or the flat?
no, never had any interest in the flat version.
It looks like a Flash game, really. The flat one, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I see the appeal of it. Just it's like it was one of those like flash in the pan kind of like everyone played it for like a month online and all the streamers were all into it and then it died off.
It came out in like 2018 and then it got big like 2 years later. It's like someone must have discovered it or a streamer or something, and then everyone fucking shat their pants over it.
I hope a lot of people start streaming it online with VR, because this looks like, again, like it's like how games are meant to be played, really. Like this looks like a totally different experience when you're in VR.
Yeah. So if anyone doesn't know what it's about, there's like 10 of you maximum, and at least one of you is like an imposter, a villain that has to try and kill the other ones without being detected. So the other people are doing tasks, and apparently they developed specific VR tasks for the VR version. So you're going to be doing, I don't know, like fucking balance the thing, pulling levers and all this kind of shit. So while you're doing that though, someone could come up behind you and like stab you in the back, and then there's like vents that the bad guys can use to travel. So if you go into a vent, if you see someone going into a vent, you'll know they're bad and stuff like that. So then you hit a button and that calls an emergency meeting, and then you all kind of debate. Then it becomes like Werewolves Within, where you're all like flinging accusations at everyone, and then everyone votes on who needs to be fucking evacuated or ejected from the spaceship to be killed.
Right. Like Muzz says, I think it's these games that are different and they're like fun for VR, especially because they are, you know, we like Werewolves Within. It's a fucking great game, even though, you know, they don't have it anymore. No. But even like Pavlov, right? What's that game mode that we play that is kind of the same
TTT.
thing? Right, TTT. So I'm excited for this one just because to play with everybody, right?
Yeah.
To go with randoms, I'm sure it's fun too, but I'm excited to play with everybody.
Oh man, I do not,
because we usually have a lot of fun with this type.
I do not want to try this with randoms.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the exact same thing. Do not play Among Us with randoms.
Yeah, but yeah, it sounds interesting. I've never, you know, flag games for me specifically. I don't play as many, you know, unless it's multiplayer. I know this is it, but you know, nobody played it. Like none of you guys played it, so I was like, yeah. But now in VR, it looks. I'm $10. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, you can't say
I
no.
think
And
that'd be
it's
one that we rotate a lot.
Yeah,
and it is crossplay, right? You can
it's
play it on
crossplay.
PS.
Yeah, so Decepticon's going to be in. And speaking of the devil, he's in the chat now.
And how many players?
10,
The lobby?
4 to 10.
Oh, fuck.
I like,
So
I like
there
how
you
it
go.
says 4 to 10. Who's gonna play this game with 4 people? What's the point of it?
But I'd still rather play with just 4 than have to introduce randoms
yeah.
because it's going to be like a crash in there, or kindergarten, whatever you call it over there. But fuck, it'll be brutal.
Nah, this is gonna be fun, I think.
Decepticon says
Especially
this.
for the price, everybody's gonna buy it.
Yeah, Decepticon says this will be fun when everyone has it. I assume he already has it, or maybe he's waiting. But yeah, this guy, that guy's a creep. He'll definitely be playing that already on the Quest with all them kids. Chap says, can't stay, gotta guess. Pretty for the lady. It's grown-ups time. I think that means he's going to have sexual intercourse.
Nice job.
Congratulations, Chopped. Pat in the
GG,
back.
Chopped.
Pat in the back.
You deserve it.
Blessings to the penis. Good luck. May it last as long as it needs to. Decepticon says, I don't have us.
2
I've never
minutes.
played us.
2
Yeah,
minutes
like
back.
his story. Damn, twice as long.
Damn.
I will record this.
Man, he's gonna get tired, man. Holy.
But yeah,
The camera so out of focus.
it looks fine on my end. What is that? Get that fucking phone out of the way. There's a creature
There you go. I
slinking into your room. The way it's walking, it actually looks kind of creepy.
It's my dog.
It's got like a creepy. Oh, is that Amanda's arm? I just saw Amanda's arm.
Yeah.
Damn. Exposed on camera for the first time. 30 seconds and I'm sleeping, says Chop. Damn. Even more harsh than we said. Listen, as long as you've had your fun, Chop, that's all that matters. But yeah, this will be fun. This is going to be the new Werewolves Within. I would like to have the original Werewolves Within redone. Remember how they never really fixed the bugs? There was some kind of bug in that game where you could figure out if someone was some kind of glitch with the book where you could figure out if someone was actually what they say they were, and that kind of ruined the game. But they never fixed it.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some people that took that game very seriously.
Yeah. Yes, there was.
Very serious. I was like, wow,
Yes,
what
there
the
was.
fuck is going on here?
I made a whole video dedicated to Werewolves Within being the most toxic VR game, and I stand by it. Nothing's changed, even though you can't probably play it anymore with nobody's playing it. But yeah, people got really angry in that game very quickly. So I wonder would it be the same with this? Would you expect? I know there's going to be a lot more kids in this one.
If you
But,
jump on Werewolves Within, the only guy that you'll find playing is that French guy that you played that one.
The Loup-Garous. Loup-Garous. Yeah. Decepticon was there that time.
I
as well.
don't, I don't
He's
think that
sitting there waiting for you to join back in one of these games.
I don't
Malnourished.
think it's gonna be the same though, because I think this game, I mean, back in the day when we were playing that game, or you were playing before that game, VR was not as popular, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe you tell me, except Rec Room, that was the only place where there was a lot of kids.
Well,
And I
even
feel like now, what?
even in the beginning of the Rec Room, there wasn't too many kids. It just hit a point, and then there was a load of kids.
became more popular. Well,
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be that. I don't think there's gonna be. Of course, there's gonna be people who take it seriously, but I think there's gonna be a lot more of the other people that are just annoying.
I just think and it's the same with Werewolves Within, when the point of the game is for you to point the finger at somebody else and try to convince everyone else that they're a lying bitch, then that will naturally bring out people getting defensive, and then emotions come into us, and then it gets
Well, then don't
gets
play this
real. No, I love that. I like that. I'm happy to make people angry, or to get angry even sometimes, but some people do take it too far. Rick Cops here, he says, have you guys tried Ghost of Tabor? It's amazing. We really want to, but we have to wait until next year when it comes to our
Don't tell
platform.
it to Decepticon. Don't tell it to Decepticon.
Decepticon
It's
says,
not his type of game.
he
He
says,
likes puzzle games.
he likes what he's talking about Breachers now. He says, Breachers seems like it's even kids. Privacy is the way to go. Them kids are ruining everything. I thought they just stuck to that gorilla tag, and that was the only thing they played, but apparently not.
No, they're spreading everywhere, dude.
They're like a
Yeah,
disease.
they're-
I got 3 of them in my house as we speak.
You get the infection,
Where
man.
they come
Oh,
from.
and spreading.
Damn, there's no vaccines. Rec Cop says, I bought a Quest Meta just to play it, and it was worth every bit. Well, I'm really excited
said
to
that?
play it. That's Rec Cop. I
He's the
can't
smartest man alive. Of
I
course.
can't say his name correctly. You don't even know who he is. Don't act like. Don't say of course as if you know who he is.
Because I'm
I
not
know him,
paying
of course.
attention to the thing. I'm looking at my dog, and then I just hear you say that, and I was like, "Who said that in the chat?"
Get your dog on the camera right now.
She's over
Make
there.
him make it do a trick.
She's very lazy. She doesn't do
God,
tricks.
yeah, well,
She's
that's because she's
sitting
had
down.
secondhand bonk smoke. She's fucking stoned out of her head.
No, she
Yeah,
never.
poor
does
dog.
that.
That poor dog.
Nope.
Kids are ruining everything. Stop
Animal-
making them. Then
animal
says
abuse.
Donnie. Sorry,
She's
Donnie.
actually very spoiled. Unfortunately, she's very spoiled. She eats very
Eggs. Decepticon says eggs. Is that her name again? Eggs.
That is her name.
That is.
You get a cat yet named
Oh,
Bacon?
nice. I'm saying it
No,
correctly.
well, I will. When I get a cat, I'll name him something. Like some sort of
Donnie.
breakfast.
Oh, that's a beautiful emoji with little blue robin eggs, I believe they are. Anyway, is there anything else to say about Among Us? I mean,
No.
were you surprised? Like they could have got away with €20, couldn't they? Or dollars, whatever.
I think so. I think 19.99 was what I was kind of expecting.
Yeah, this is.
9.99 is crazy.
But long run. You got, in my opinion, you got to think long run. You put it $20. Yeah, some people are gonna buy it, and it's gonna be good. But you put it for $10.
Everyone.
A fuckload of people are gonna buy, and that's
Yeah.
gonna make the game more chances to grow and more people
Yeah.
invest on it. So
Especially
that's
with
the way I see it.
yeah,
Makes more
and when you're
sense. Yeah,
targeting
$20, but it's reasonable.
when you're targeting kids as well, which let's be real, this is targeting kids. The cheaper the better. The more likelihood they'll have to $10, or can convince their parents to part with $10.
Right. I think there's a lot of reasons, but I think financially it makes more sense to put it at $10.
Yeah,
More
they're
people
smart.
buying it, more chances of.
Yeah, I think they were smart. I mean, obviously it's not going to work with every game because
No.
other games have big budgets, whereas this is seeming like I don't want to disrespect
Yeah.
the game or whatever, but it's simple enough,
Yeah. And there's only 2 levels. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's levels. Do you think they have plans to continue it, like make a new level? But I guess it's gonna sell well.
I suppose as long as people are buying, like, because you can buy cosmetics and shit, I think, can't you?
Yeah. I think
With
so.
real
Yes.
money. So
Yeah.
as long as that's there, then they're always going to support it with more content to try and keep it going, as long as it's successful.
I think
Roy
it will.
Schwartz, how you doing, Roy? Nice to see you. Donnie
Maybe
says,
we'll see some like big name streamers or something like starting to play it just to get more
yeah,
how fun VR is and stuff. Like these are the kind of games that will kind of attract more attention for streamers.
we'll definitely get the younger ones in, and then in 10 years' time, those younger ones are going to be looking for the kind of games we want now, and that's going to grow VR. But sadly, it's a long process. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say other than my prediction is that this releases on the 10th or the 11th of November. I can't prove it, obviously, but I know Zuck has had a hand in this.
I hope you're wrong because you're not going to shut up at it if you're right. So.
Of course, genius level intellect. Moving on to the next one that they announced, Journey to the Foundation, and Chopped coming in here with a succulent $10 donation.
He's already done. He's already finished.
That was quick. Yeah, he's smoking a cigarette right now,
Now
typing
he's
up a
very
super
happy.
chat. Yeah, he's in a good mood,
Give me my
generous.
wallet, give me my wallet, woman. Smoking a cigarette.
He says, "You
She's
guys
so
are the
sorry.
shit now."
she's still in there with her arms crossed, all mad.
Damn, he's going to sleep now. He says, "See you soon." Gone to sleep.
Nap time. Nap time.
I don't know why the alert isn't popping up on the screen. I'm just waiting for it to do that so that I can read out the comics. I know it'll interrupt me if I don't, but listen, I might as well just do it anyway because it's going to take a while. But just in case it doesn't, I'm going to read it out. He says, "You guys are the shit now. Go eat a big old ghost cock and have a good night. See you soon."
Good advice.
Beautiful, beautiful scenes. Thank you, Chopped. That is very much appreciated. My 2-pump friend. Give her some of that real C or C. Never mind the GC. Anyway, Journey to Foundation.
Yep.
They put
Apparently
out.
it's some kind of popular book or something.
Yeah. So I don't know, Isaac Asimov. I don't know if you've heard of this. I don't know if you're being sarcastic there. I actually haven't.
I know
based on
of the
the book?
book. I never read it. Yeah. it's
Okay.
based on a novel.
Well, I don't know if you guys will be surprised, but I don't really read a lot of books. So
I don't read too much
What?
anymore either.
So I
What?
don't know about this.
Then
Oh,
the alert
draft,
finally
draft.
popped.
Chop donated 10
There's
Oh, what is
photographs.
this voice?
Very moist. You guys
There's
are the
the
shit now.
photograph.
Go eat a big old GC and have a good night.
Feels like
See ya
a
soon.
posh English woman, kind of. Anyway, it's coming out the 26th of October. Like Muzz says, it is based on the Isaac Asimov IP called Foundation. The player has psychic powers that will make good use of haptics. You'll be using eye tracking to spot things in the environment, which will then open up dialogue options so you can progress through different paths and stuff, depending on if you find things or not. There's a kind of a cool weapon system where you can put chips on the back of your gun and then it'll transform the gun in real time into like a different type of gun. So you can just like watch it change in your hand and then it'll function differently. Your gestures can be read by NPCs, so that if you put up your hands, for example, you'll surrender or whatever, and there was no price given on the blog. But yeah, I had no interest in this at all, but kind of looking at some parts of it kind of got me a little bit interested, like the weapon thing, I suppose.
They always try to good. They always try to do pretty good for these kind of big name titles. So I don't think they're gonna half-ass this game in terms of like gameplay. But
Is this a
I
big
just wish
title?
Well, the IP is. I'm pretty sure. Like Foundation. There's a TV show about it too, isn't there?
Is it called
Pretty sure
Foundation?
there is. Yeah. Or
Okay, I don't think I've
it's
heard
either
of it.
Journey to. No, I don't think it's Journey to Foundation. That Journey to Foundation is just the game title. I'm pretty sure. But
Okay.
Foundation does have a TV show.
So I wonder
I
if
haven't seen
these
it yet.
these characters are the same characters in the TV show and stuff. Probably.
Yeah, I don't
are.
know. I don't know if it's probably based off the TV show for maybe some likeness for the
Okay.
characters.
Germ just says it's on Apple TV. So there you go.
Yeah, I knew it was on one of the different
It's kind of
stations.
new.
Okay, that's interesting.
I'd be more excited if it was The Expanse. Have you guys seen?
I've
The
heard of
Expanse?
this, and I heard it's very good, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
That's a kick-ass show, and I wish they would make a game. If they made a VR game based on The Expanse, that would be awesome.
What's good about the Expanse? Is it like just action, good action, or is it like?
It's grounded sci. It's grounded sci-fi. Like it's a realistic take on futuristic sci-fi. Like not like they're not going too crazy with like fantasy sci-fi. It's like realistic in terms of like how the ships move and like how
Is it aliens
Yeah.
and stuff? Star Trek-y a little bit, but
No,
like a realistic
well-
Star Trek.
there's no alien. There's no like strange alien races.
Okay.
There's an event that happens where it introduces something a little crazy, but it's not like there's other planets. It's kind of like just in our it takes place in our the Milky Way. It's not like you go out like past that. It's like Mars, Earth,
Okay.
like just
Okay.
around this area.
I'll check that out. Germ is a fan of it too. He says the Expanse was great, got better as it went.
Yes,
And-
it definitely gets better the more you watch.
Roy says on the Foundation, he says it's a reputable IP, should be top notch. Nice. All right.
There was an Expanse game that just came out. It was one of those Telltale type of games.
Okay.
Like the walk. They made a
Yeah,
game for the Expanse, and you're playing as one of the characters, drummer, in the
Okay.
game. But
Interesting. So this could be good. But unfortunately for this game, it's coming out on the 26th of October, which is,
yeah, that's a weird time to release it,
Everything
isn't
is
it?
coming out on October.
yeah, it's going to be hard for it to stand out from the crowd. Unless maybe it will stand out from the crowd by being so good. I don't know.
But even if it's really good, like October's the time when everybody just wants the horror games, right?
Yeah.
So like, if they could have given it a bit more breathing room and just maybe waited like an extra 2 or 3 weeks just to get out of that,
You know,
everybody just buying the scary games.
November would definitely be. This is like I looked at the release schedule for November. It's like 4 or 5 kind of games compared to what we have in October.
Yeah.
So that would have been probably the smarter move. So my eye is on this, I guess.
Well, even though I don't know anything about the show and like the game might be cool, but I'm not like really hyped for it or anything. I do want it to do good because these are the kind of games that I do want to succeed.
Yeah.
Because you can tell there's money behind it. It's
Mm.
based
Yeah,
on
looked good.
it's
Looks
it's
good.
also based on like it is a popular IP, even though we don't know it. But I mean, there's lots of people out there that are fans of this. So if this crashes and burns and like really does horrible in the sales, that's just going to turn off more people from like, okay, well, we did a game based on a really popular IP and it was really solid, but no one bought it. So like,
Let's never do it again.
yeah, exactly. Like, let's not risk this anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
I was a little bit worried reading this. It kind of sounded a lot like The Inpatient to me. Like a lot of conversation shit was going on. But looking at the trailer, it looks a lot more actiony and puzzle solving and stuff like that. So definitely more
as long as
interested
the voice
now.
acting, I think the voice acting will be solid. I think it is very narrative driven. So as long as it's like, it can, grip your attention for the whole story and it doesn't get lame or cheesy at any points.
Story is hard to do in VR games, though. I find I
Yeah,
have no patience when they force you to stand and look at someone tell you the story. I get like compared to if it was a flat game and a cutscene, I'm fine with that. But when I'm in VR, I just get like agitated and it's like shut the fuck up and let me do something or whatever. So I don't know what's the best like maybe Farpoint, even though they kind of do that, but you can still wander around a bit when they're talking to you. So I don't know.
I like when there's the story that's happening as you're moving around. Like if they can do it like kind of like a hologram that comes off you that has like a TV or you guys played Dead Space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it like Dead Space because like he walks around and he has like the holograms that come off him with the screens, but you can watch the screen of someone talking to you and you're still walking around times.
What did you guys thought about? Was it the same pumpkins, the same feeling with this game? What was that VR game? The London Heights full game. What's it called?
Oh, Blood and Truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that was the game I was thinking of when I said that. There's a fella at the beginning, like you're in a safe house or something.
Yeah.
Or no, he's interrogating you or some shit like that. Yes.
Like,
And it's like, shit, let me fucking get up out of this chair. It's like, it just went on too long.
Right.
And the fellow was giving a great performance and everything. He's a good actor and like his visual, the animations were all good. I have no complaints about that. It's just the nature of VR where I don't want that in VR. I just I get itchy, get ants in my pants, and I don't want to be sitting there listening to someone talk to me. Germ says he wants more Doom games. I watched the first few episodes, been meaning to go back to it, so I don't know if he's talking about Foundation now. But I'm interested in looking up reviews for the Apple TV show and seeing if it's worth having a watch before it comes out.
Well, first find out if it's based on the TV show. If it has nothing to do with the TV show and it's just right from the books, then you don't really need the TV show probably.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, you kind of got me interested in The Expanse as well. I want to look into that too. But yeah, anything else to say about the journey to Foundation?
No. Looks good.
Looks good.
I don't know the IP, but it looks good. Yeah.
October 26th.
Quality looks good. Gameplay looks decent.
All right.
How many people in the chat are excited to play Journey to Foundation?
Nobody's really talking about it. Like
anyone? Yeah.
I mean, even outside of like just on Twitter in general or whatever, Reddit's, you don't really see too many people hyped about it.
But what would you think? Because you think it's because of the money, or why would they pick this specific? I mean, like you said, we don't know it, but apparently it's popular. But we don't really, in the scene, we can only really hear people talking about this game like, Fireball or, just any other game. So why would you think they picked this specific IP? Because like Maz says, clearly they spent some money. The graphics look good. The gameplay looks good. The animations, the characters. So why do you think they picked this specific IP and not something more popular? Obviously it costs more money, but let's say Iron Man or something at least more popular than this book thing. You know what I mean? Like Star Trek or some shit like that.
Well, it could be that, like, I don't know who owns this IP or whatever, but whoever owns the rights, maybe they said, oh, we should get a game of this or whatever, and then maybe they looked for somebody to do it. And I don't even know who the developer is on this or like what their pedigree is and what other stuff they've met in the past. But listen, it could have went the other way, So it's hard to say.
And I'm not shitting on it. I'm literally just asking, like,
yeah, that's a fair point.
Because it looks good. I mean, I would. Again, I'm very I don't have like buy a lot of games, very specific. But if I just had time and I play all the games, I would definitely try this because like it looks pretty good. It looks good.
I find that if it's not a multiplayer game, that it has to look really good for me to be interested in it, at least for a day one. Like Resident Evil obviously is the exception, the big AAA stuff.
Price will be pretty key on that too.
Yeah, there was no price mentioned in the blog, so
like if they try to overprice, like put this out at $59.99.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna unless it's like
$30.
unless it's like a 20-hour game, maybe then you can Oh, it's Architect.
I
Sorry,
do.
it's Architect. The name just popped up on the screen. They made, was it Archangel?
I think it's gonna be $30.
I can't
They
remember what they
made
made before. They made some kind of shooter game where you use the aim controller and it had a shield built into the gun, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Donnie says, I play it just because of the concept. Yeah, so I'm not really big into sci-fi stuff anyway, so I can imagine people like Donnie and Muzz, I know you're big into sci-fi as well. Maybe this is way more appealing for ye than it is for me. You know, I'm not. It doesn't.
It looks cool. I might check out the TV show, and if the TV show is good and I start watching it, then if these guys are based on the show, then it might make me want to buy
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like I said, like if this was basically exactly what this looks like, and it was based on The Expanse, I'd be buying it day one. So like, I'm sure there's people out there that are like that with the
hardcore Foundation
exactly.
fans out there.
Yeah.
Germ says, I don't really, he said the same thing. I don't really play single player story games, but if I did, it would be one to pique my interest. I do for like flat. I'm fine with a single player for flat, but when it comes to VR, I just want multiplayer. I think maybe it's just because it's better to stream multiplayer games, maybe. Donnie says, Asimov's books are good. Give them a read if you can find them. Interesting, Donnie. Didn't know you could read either. Germ says, yeah, he has some good stuff. I haven't read Foundation, though. And Roy says, would it be uncouth if I promoted my YouTube channel where I unbox Temu Shot? Feel free to do it, Roy. I don't know what the hell a Temu Shot is. As long as it's not illegal. Long as it's not illegal, then fine, go ahead. But I've no idea what a Temu Shot is. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. It is called Heroes of Forever. So, what do we know about this one? It is an arcade first-person cover shooter. It has super cartoony.
You lost me at arcade.
Super cartoony graphics. The whole concept is like time travel and like alternate dimensions. So you clear out a zone. You could be like World War II France, and then you go to the next one. You're like an alien bug. That's the next level or whatever. It has actually has 4-player co-op. So it's like a Time Crisis thing, but 4-player co-op with really, in my opinion, bad visuals. Honestly, I don't.
That one shot that you just saw there of like the guys flying in the sky and just all that laser fire just going like all in different directions. It's like, what the hell is even happening? Like nothing's hit. Where are all those shots going?
Yeah,
that was
I know.
that game in the PSVR 1.
Yeah,
like it was like Time Crisis. What was it called? I totally had
Crisis for Grid.
Crisis. It reminds me a little bit of that. You know?
Okay.
And it's just kind of like, I mean, it's fine, right? Like, but it's kind of surprising we still kind of get games like this. But co-op for one time, depending on the price, it might be fun for the shits and giggles with 4 people. But not like, oh man, super excited about this. No, but when you say 4-player co-op, that's the only thing that like, because when you say Muzz Arcade, I was like, oh fuck. But I would prefer to play this than the other game, the one that we just talked about, because me personally, I like multiplayer games, and you know what I mean. I would have preferred this, but obviously the other one looked way better quality. Yeah, dicking around. But,
See, I don't play many single player games either, but once in a while, if I get a good one, like Red Matter 2, like I played Red Matter 2, and I just couldn't stop playing it until I got to the end, because it just had the right
PSVR 2?
atmosphere. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's PSVR 2. It's apparently the best looking PSVR 2 game as well. That's what everyone says.
Now I'm excited to play the first one because I never played the first one, and it's getting re-released and remastered.
Is that actually out today? Well, it's the 5th over here. I think it's out on the 5th, so it should be out tomorrow free. It'll just be like a free update if you already own it.
I haven't owned it, but I'm buying it because the first one was good enough.
Okay, fair enough.
Or the second one was good enough. I know the first one's a little harder on the puzzles. Like they go a little more with the puzzles on the first game, and then they had a bit more action.
I beat the first one though, and I didn't have to look up a guide or anything, so I think you'd probably be able to figure it out.
Sure.
No, I just mean like in terms of gameplay, it's like you don't have like action.
There's no mix. There's no mix. Yeah, it's just the one thing you're doing. That's right. Yeah, but I enjoyed this. Like I think I reviewed this. I gave it like an 8 out of 10 or something. So it was good. Well, I wanted to say something else about this game, but it's gone out of my head now. Oh yeah, I was certain when I saw this it was going to be like, this is also coming to Quest, but apparently this is a PSVR 2 exclusive.
Really?
I think so. I could be wrong. I won't be surprised now.
Destruction.
What destruction? I know it's like
There's like almost fucking things.
I don't think you're causing the destruction yourself though. That's just like the back. I mean, it just
I know,
looks
but you know the quest can't really. Maybe the co-op, making that co-op
maybe
4 players makes
maybe.
it harder for the quest. It's just not that powerful. So.
It's coming
But we also gotta
2024.
think about there's a lot of kids, you know. So this is for kids. This is
Even even when I was young, you know, I could tell the difference between, you know, a good-looking game and a shit-looking game. I don't want to disrespect this game, but I'm kind of sick of these kind of. Go on.
Right, you are sick of it, but don't tell me when you were a little kid, right? You had what, like Nintendos and shit. Don't tell me if you had VR when you were a kid, you wouldn't be shitting your pants and being like, man, this is fucking awesome. Not everybody that is a kid is gonna be like, oh man, fuck, this graphics fucking suck. Like kids are a lot more forgiving about that shit.
But I'm just
Kids
saying,
like
if you
fucking-
even as you were a kid, let's say this cost $15-$20. You're going through the PlayStation Store with your $20.
If I was a kid, I'll buy this shit.
No, you'd pick a
Like,
different. You
"Mom,
pick
buy
the
me
better
this game,
looking
I'll play
one.
with
You'd
it."
pick the better
I'll
looking
pick
one.
all of 'em,
No,
bitch.
your mother be like, no, you get one game for Christmas, one game for your birthday. That's it. You're not.
Well,
You're
okay,
not
well,
blowing
this
us on
and
this.
What? This and what? This and what? Well, what am I?
Well, you
on?
get fucking. You get Among Us. You get anything else that costs. You know. Listen. This game doesn't even have a price. For all I know, they're charging €30 for this, which would be
All I'm saying
ridiculous.
is, you're talking about kids are gonna say, oh no, it's like they get the same. You think kids are gonna be like, oh, Firewall needs to be easy because of the kids. They're not gonna be fuck kids. Will
No,
fucking
that's
say
not
that
about kids. That's not about kids. That's just about like morons. No, not morons. Casuals. You know, people who don't play too much. I shouldn't have said morons there.
Unsubscribe. Listen, I think that the kids. For me personally, I'm thinking when I was a kid, VR would have fucking blown my fucking brains off, and this
Yeah.
would have seemed like great. I'd be like, all my fucking friends and like fifth grade shit, like, get this fucking shit. Of course, I'll get fucking
No.
Bleachers and all those other games, but I'd be like, dude, give me this game, right?
Listen, for me growing up, I got one game on my birthday, one game on my Christmas, and I always picked bangers: Dino Crisis, GTA, fucking
Of
Metal
course,
Gear
who
Solid.
doesn't?
I wasn't playing the fucking absolute not disrespectful to
because
this.
of that, you're not gonna. Not everybody, is like that. Some people are more fortunate. Some people
Okay.
can't even find VR. So I think they can't just appeal to the people that can only buy one game, because otherwise, then there's not gonna be any games out. Because only Firewall is gonna win. Only those games are ever gonna be bought. So.
Well, that's the
That's
point.
what I think.
These kind of games and this style of game, like, I don't want it to not exist.
Mhm.
My problem gets to the point where these kind of games are like equal to
Majority?
or more than the quality game. Like these games
You
These
mean in
games
price
should-
or what do you mean?
in quantity. Like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
when you go to the PlayStation store, you should have like 70% quality and then 25% like the lower grade.
Yeah, that's not to
Kinda
say it's
round-
shit. That's not to say it's not quality.
No.
it could be fun.
Well,
Like
but-
the budget games. The
yeah,
budget
budgets.
games,
That's
right?
that's the correct word. I think.
Like you have budget games, but they can't start overtaking the big games, because then people look at the store and all they see is this.
Yeah, and the
And
head says
then-
is $600
But,
or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
like,
At what point?
Yeah. Why
But
am I
isn't it-
spending $600 to play this quality of game? Like, is this all that there is? No,
Are we
but
too early for that? Like we're too
No.
early because the developers don't want to spend any. Well, the people don't want to spend money. Like the people on top don't want to
No.
spend money on good quality games. They barely give us any good games. They just keep giving us.
Exactly.
Like you said, not that this is not a good game, but like you're talking about budget, and because they couldn't
Yeah.
make this with fucking great graphics. But the PlayStation probably could have handled it fine. But yeah, I agree with you. It's just
yeah,
uh,
it's because the indie developers stopped making. But the AAA type companies that have more to, they're gonna stop making games if they don't make any money back. That's how it's.
right.
yeah,
We need.
you're starting to cut a bit there, Mose. It's begun.
Okay.
I don't have an issue with having. Yes, I have an issue with having, like Muz says, even let's say this is a good game, regardless of the graphics, but it's a good game for what it is. I don't mind it, but yes, I agree with Muz. I don't want to have more of this, and I feel like we have a lot of them that are like this indie that are good, but a lot of them that are just shit. and then we have one or two or three that are really, really good. Instead of having a bunch really, really good, like, you know, Gran Turismo, all those fucking games, and then a bunch of these really good ones that are kind of more indie, and then some indie shits, no offense, like that punching game.
Down and out, classic
Down and
game
out.
of the year edition.
Like those should be like only a couple that people. And again, I do think they should let us, like Steam, review the games on the website on the actual fucking PlayStation Store.
Well,
and it
well, that's
shows
They've added that.
PlayStation is getting the ratings.
Apparently, some people already have it. So
Yeah.
and if they do that rating system, what I think they should put is let us put a review besides the stars or whatever, and show how much time we've played that game. Because a lot of people bitch about it. It's like, dude, you played it for 5 minutes. Like, shut the fuck
And
up.
also,
You know?
I wanted them to. They need to say how many reviews. They can't just say like this is rated 4 stars out of, without saying like
3 reviews. 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
All the developers. 3 developers.
They need to say like 500 people have played this and this is the review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I just say to Jackpot there though that 5 minutes is loads of time to give Down and Out a 1-star review.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
That's
That's all
I agree
I'm
with that
saying.
specifically.
All right.
Yes, I agree with that. But you know what I'm saying, you know.
LSB says
played it,
credibility to it.
you might have played it longer than anybody has ever played that game. So
maybe.
5 minutes. Yeah.
LSB says VR is always going to have games like this, but in fairness, this isn't just VR. Like PlayStation had Life of Black Tiger, which is like iconically shit. It's not just a VR thing, but it seems to be common in VR because you know, VR is the thing that not the big developers are not going to risk, like or they're currently not risking. So that leaves a niche available to developers like this who are like, okay, this will not sell very well on a PlayStation 5, but maybe we can get some PSVR 2 suckers in there, you know? Not this game, more like Down and Out. Listen, I keep shitting on this game, we haven't even played it. Decepticon says Blade and Sorcery is getting a huge update to make us like a real game, and it will probably hit PSVR 2. I didn't hear this. I didn't hear this.
fast forward a few months, this is going to be on the poll every week. We're voting for it.
Oh yeah. Better believe it. Let's get Heroes of Forever. What emoji are we going to use for it?
I don't know. We have like 7 emojis now.
We got that. Fucking popped. It sprung up fairly quick. Go on, sorry. What were you going to say? You said and.
Me?
I thought you did. Maybe I misheard. Yeah.
Where
am I?
I hate you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't think there's anything else to say about Heroes of Forever. This is not on my list, but maybe it will surprise. No price.
How much is gonna
No
be?
price. All we know is
No,
coming
I'm
in
asking
20.
you.
Oh, how much should it
Do
be?
you think?
If they're
Do
smart,
you think it's gonna be, and how much it's gonna be, and how
Oh,
much you
God.
think it should be?
it should be
It'll be a
10.
bit.
It should be 10, and it's going to be 20.
I'm going to say $14.99.
Should be or will be?
Will be. I think it's going to
Okay.
be 14.
How much do you think it should be, Mose?
10.
Without
10. Okay.
Like, yeah.
But that's like saying it's as good as Among Us. But I think Among Us probably looks a lot. I think Among Us should be 20.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But I think Among Us is 10. Yeah, Among Us is 10 because of strategy. I think.
Yeah, it's smart. It's smart.
Yeah, it's smart. But yeah, no, I agree with Mose. I think $14.99 is what it
Will
should be, and it's gonna be $19.99.
Well, then you're agreeing with.
$24.99.
No, it should be 10.
No. It should be 14.
No, it should be 10. It should be 10.
It should be 15.
They
but
should.
it's gonna
You
be
should get money.
25.
You should get money for playing it.
Damn.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm roasting them too much. I'm roasting them too much. There's no need. There's no need for us. It'll end up being
That's
amazing.
Like 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like wow, the best co-op experience I've ever had. War Room says The Invincible is coming out November, and VR coming afterwards. I think one on my radar. I've never heard of The Invincible. War Room, you're gonna have to be more expanding.
Are you
upon
talking?
that.
Are you talking about the animated, like based on the comic Invincible? Is that what he's talking about?
Well, he says VR is coming out afterwards. I think so. Is there like a game for that coming out with a VR mode? I don't know.
Is it? Where's his comment? Is he saying the Invincible or just Invincible?
The Invincible.
The Invincible. I don't think you would say it that way.
Who knows? He can clarify in a sec. Roy Schwartz says, thank you, Pumpkin, but I didn't see you promoting anything, Roy. So maybe if you linked something there, it might have automatically moderated it. But I'm fine with you posting something in the Discord or what. Are you even in the Discord, Roy? I don't think you are. or in the comments or whatever. I still don't know what a Temu shot is. Fozzie says, I feel like these games disrespect viewer gamers by suggesting we will buy anything.
We're just so desperate, right?
Listen, that's definitely down and out. That's down and out right there. But I can't say the same for this one because it hasn't even released yet, so it's not really fair.
I can already tell this is better quality than.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah. There's more going on.
Yeah.
It's a smarter idea and has 4-player co-op. That just the co-op alone is going to add a lot more to it than it would be otherwise. Dead Dan says, I think Among Us was $10 on Quest. Well, then they've been smart from the beginning with that. Warroom says, The Invincible looks like a sci-fi game like Farpoint. Why have I never heard of this? Is this coming to PSVR 2? He said viewers coming to it, but is it PSVR 2?
Must look it up.
Anyway, let's stop talking about Heroes of Forever and let's talk about 10 Hearts. Because this is coming to PSVR 2. It was already released as a flat game and it's getting a PSVR 2 mode. So if you don't know what it is a puzzle narrative adventure. It's going to have a demo, so that's going to be coming on the 2nd, which is smart. Flat version released earlier this year, like I said. So it's going to have 50 plus Lemmings style puzzles with multiple solutions to each puzzle. So if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like you got to gather these little minions or whatever, and then you have to get them safely to the end point. And the more you get there, the better your score will be or whatever. They've remade it ground up for virtual reality, so it's not just a simple perspective swap. You can like actually interact with things in the world and pick them up and, you know, all the kind of stuff you would expect to do in virtual reality. You can control time to see if your solution works, so you fast forward and you see if that's going to get your pals killed, and if it does, you can rewind and try something else. The demo is going to have 6 puzzles out of the 50, and there's no date or price for the full game. Thoughts and prayers? Thoughts and prayers?
Thoughts?
Thoughts?
This game is... I think this game... Was it in the game? Fuck. Not so long ago, like 2 months ago, I played a game. I think it was VR, but I forgot that it was this same type of shit. The characters just walk straight, and you have to guide them with...
Humanity. Was it Humanity?
Humanity? The one with
It was
the
like
big puzzle
loads
and
of
the dog?
people.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Fucking there we go.
I still haven't played
this
that.
is pretty much the same thing. This is pretty much the same thing, but honestly, this looks more appealing than Humanity. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the style of this better than Humanity. Like,
Yeah.
Humanity was just kind of like,
This is a lot more
Yeah.
handcrafted or whatever, like more effort put into this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. It depends because if you
Looks
notice,
cool.
there's a lot of different shit, you know, like fucking balloons and all that kinds of shit. It's just,
just-
you know,
It's probably a bit
I
too
just-
complex for some people, Jackpot.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Don't you think this be too complex for
Maybe.
some people?
for me.
Jackpot, don't you think?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, it has the rewind feature, so easy.
There you go.
All
There
right,
you go. It's got the jackpot
right.
feature. You know,
All
the
right.
menu that says jackpot. So you click on it.
Honestly, watching this just makes me. I really want to get more like actual platformers, like Moss style games and
Astro Bus.
Yeah, like action third person
Yeah.
adventure games. Like we need more of those. And I can tell, like, if I play this game, I'm just gonna want to like control the little guys myself and just make them walk around. And
I don't think you can do that though.
no, you can't. It's
No,
just
okay.
all,
You just like guide them.
yeah, you just guide them.
Donnie says co-op is always an appealing option for games and viewer even more so. LSB shaking that head. Roy says, lol, I made a comment, but it's all good. I meant Temu shit. Drunken fun for all. Temu shit. That makes me even more
Temu-
confused.
Temu, isn't Temu the fucking... There's usually like... I've seen about a drone, and there's this lady like with a suit. It's like, oh my god, the drones are only $3. They think it's fake. It's like a fucking website that it sells really cheap shit, and I think it's like a wish.com type of thing. But I don't know.
Well, Roy
So I
just said
think
it's
it's just
drunken fun for all, so it's got something to do with drink.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I don't know as well. But listen, if your link is whatever being automatically deleted, Roy, then try and like break the link with like a space or put a bracket around something so that it doesn't recognize it as a link. And then whoever wants to click on it can just... Oh, he says it's like Wish. There
It's
you
like
go.
Wish, yep.
It's like Wish.
So it's like buying a computer. You ask for a 4090 and you get just a cardboard Wii.
Roy, why do you want to promote that? Are you selling stuff on Temu? Is that what you're doing, Roy?
No, I think it does it for the shits and giggles.
I'm confused. Donnie says Lemming
Because
VR.
you don't
That
know
looks
what you're
really
gonna
good.
get.
What you
order
mean you don't know
something
what
and
you're gonna get?
like, because it's fake shit. Like you order an iPhone 15
Oh,
and it says it's
so
only $40.
the whole point of
and
it
then you get
is that
and
it's trash.
fucking-
Like that's the part of it.
But they say it's legit. They think this legit. The Temu people suppose it, but it's trash like Wish. You know, that's what people say. Oh, I
So
bought
you are.
game
It
shit
is a
from
con.
Wish.
You're being conned. Like it's not. Like they're
Well,
not
he's doing it
deliberately.
on purpose for fun to see what you
I'm so
actually get,
confused.
and he's gonna
I'm
be
so
getting
confused.
drunk and opening that shit and be like, "Oh,
Okay.
I ordered this and I got this."
Okay.
instead."
Oh, he said unboxing, didn't he?
Yeah, unboxing.
He did.
I think
Okay,
that's
sorry, I
what it
forgot
is.
about his original comment. Yes, so that makes more sense to
See,
me now.
and you're talking me. I can't deal
Listen,
with
I
the
can't
puzzles,
remember
dude. You're
everything.
smooth
I
as
can't remember
brain.
everything. I'm running a podcast
Fucking
over here. I got screens
racing.
over here. I got screens
Racing
over here. I got
tires.
screens over there.
Wait,
He can't
listen,
multitask well. He
Exactly.
can't multitask
It's
at
crazy.
all. So.
It's crazy. The design style, I believe, is more appealing than Humanity, says Donnie. It does look nicer. It's probably not like a day one game. I'll try the demo. But even if I enjoy the demo, I probably wouldn't get it. I mean, it would depend on price or whatever, I suppose.
$15.
But, you know, it's a single player game. You play it once, you'll beat it, and then you probably like, I'll never play this again.
You
Yeah,
pay $70
why
for
would you
Horizon.
Why would you?
I'm still
replay
playing
this?
Horizon. Horizon's like the most beautiful game I've ever seen.
So you pay
Oh, you mean Call of the
Might
Mountain?
as well-
But yeah, I need
Call of
to
the
go back to
Mountain.
that and get the platinum on that. Listen, that game was good. If you don't like the climbing, fine, you're not going to enjoy it, but it was still good. Like,
Angry Joe hated it, so you know.
what does he like?
thought it was a
What does he like?
I don't know. He still to this day, when he talks about the VR, he just keeps calling it a paperweight and how
Okay.
he wasted his money. Even though he played a total of 3 games so far
I
for
see.
the headset, it's a
What's the,
paperweight, you know.
And does he call the Xbox a paperweight?
No,
No,
Didn't the
just-
Quest
no.
sold more?
just
headsets
just
than
hates
that?
on
Yes.
PSVR
Yes.
because you know.
because you can get away with it. You can get away with it.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to the next one. We are talking about Tiger Blade, which apparently was announced back in summer. Which, my video is way off here. I thought that was. I don't know what it's doing out of its
Holy
box.
shit.
What's he doing out your box?
Oh my god.
All right, don't worry. It's a quick fix. Job done. But yeah, this was announced back in summer, but now we have a date for us. So it's coming on the 17th of November. So it's another November game. It is a slash and dash game. That's what they're calling this. You clear an area or you clear an enemy, and then you automatically dash to the next enemy. So you're not walking around. It's kind of like a Time Crisis thing. But the way that he dashes so quickly to the next one is kind of like it keeps the flow going. It's almost like a rhythm game, maybe, from what I'm looking at. You can also travel using a grapple hook. But from what I can tell, it doesn't seem like there's any free movement. You're using a sword and you're using a gun. Some certain enemies you have to shoot, so they're like at a distance or whatever. But you can use the grapple hook to pull the gun out of their hands, and then you can use their gun against them until it runs out of ammo. Your sword can deflect bullets if you time it correctly. And it's another kind of a tune looking game I've written down here because I was like, it has a cool idea, I suppose, but just the art style is a little bit unappealing for me.
I'm gonna bring it up again because you're such a bitch.
Do it.
Before, when because you just jump with the bandwagon. Before, I remember this 100% when the PlayStation VR was a thing, right?
Mhm.
And people were like, "Oh no, this thing sucks. It looks like PS2 graphics."
Mhm.
And you were like, "Oh yeah, I get it, but it's not about the graphics. The games are good and blah blah
Mhm.
blah." And now that we got a fucking headset that got good graphics, fuck those graphics. It's everything about the graphics.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. You're a hypocrite.
I'm not.
And I hate
I'm
you.
not. The PSVR
Other than
1
that-
had Resident Evil 7. It had
Okay,
Firewall
we're talking
Zero
about
Hour.
two games. What I'm saying,
was
It had
more
Hitman.
lenient.
You're missing the
He was
point.
more-
You're missing
It
the
had
point.
Astrovel.
More
You're
lenient
missing the
those
point.
days,
You
okay?
know?
You're missing
And
the
when I
point.
when
What
I
I'm saying
when I
is-
purchase the next generation, my expectations evolve. All right, I'm stepping up.
It's called
Okay,
being a hypocrite.
it's called evolving my opinions. All right, not just sticking
Okay,
and staying
well, your
rooted.
opinion is wrong because the graphics doesn't actually.
I'm not saying the
in my
game is bad.
opinion-
I'm not saying the game is bad. It could be fun. Could be a lot of fun. I'm just saying, listen, I'm just getting sick of it. At a certain point, you have to be sick of seeing too many of them. All right?
We'll go with Sony. Go fucking knock on the door.
It's
be
not a
like,
Sony
"Fucking
game. It's not a
bitches."
Sony game.
No, but they gotta promote the PlayStation VR so people can get.
Listen,
interested
every
and get more
week,
money.
every week we bitch about how Sony are not doing this. So
No,
like, this
we
is
have- we're
not.
doing enough.
We're about to do it now again.
You
But,
get us some poop bags in the fucking front door.
like, this
and
looks
set it
like
on fire.
this game should look like a cool game. You know, it's got like like the cyberpunk style. Like, what's the game that's coming out soon that's actually very similar to this, but it's on Flash? It's like Blade Runner 2 or no, not Blade Runner. Something Runner 2, but it looks really cool and slick and stylish. This should be that. You know, neon
think
lights
this
and
looks-
reflections and shit, but
I think this looks awesome.
okay.
Get high as fuck and play this, regardless of the graphics not being as we would prefer. Yes, I agree with you. I'm fucking with you, but yes, I agree with you. We should have. Fuck, we have the PlayStation VR 2. We should have better looking games than this. But I still think it looks fun for me.
Okay.
For me, I just don't like the not being able to walk around yourself, like the whole like the whole teleporting thing. Yeah, I'm big on that. So
But
Yeah.
it's like I see it like after Firewall. I'm like, of course I would have preferred this to be a different way, but like, okay, this is the game that it is. I'm gonna
Ghost
try to
Runner,
play it, and
that's
I
the one
think
that's
Ghost
on
Runner,
the
thank you.
screen.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Ghost Runner.
I wish
So,
that
yeah.
game was. That should come to VR, man.
Well, that's exactly.
That game would
That's what I'm saying.
That game's freaking awesome.
And this is like a slap in the face for those of us who want that. Like, again, I'm talking shit about a game that hasn't even released yet. It's probably good. Like, it does. I think it probably will be a good game. Even though Muzz, you don't like that, it kind of
Well, I don't
automatically
like it
dashes
either,
you.
But
But I think that's gonna. I think that's gonna act like it's gonna make it feel more like a rhythm
Yeah.
game. You know, like
It's the game style. Like
Yeah.
it is very like part of the game.
Whereas something
but-
like Blood and Truth, it felt more like, no, this is
Yeah.
restrictive. You know, I should be able to go back and forth.
Yes. Very good point. Yes.
Yeah.
Like this is meant to be this way, and that's made around Blood and Truth. You felt like, why am I just
He's completely
Trigger
cut out
it.
there, Muzz. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it was like a bit race. Maybe you can adjust bit race. Is it too high for my laptop to handle or something? Don't do it now, but for like the next time.
Yeah, we'll do a bit more testing to make sure.
It's also weird that it only happens like
When I talk
midway
a lot-
in or something like that.
Yeah.
Like at the start of the stream, it's okay, and then it gets worse and worse. Now let me scroll back up a little bit. Jackpot is legit, says Roy Schwartz.
Is he?
Weird.
Is he though?
Weird. Jackpot is like something you'd buy on Temu, you know. He shows up at your door, unbox them. It's like, oh no, I got one of these.
Disappointment.
But in further inspection, the mustache is just a Sharpie on his.
LSB says this reminds
not
me
a real mustache.
of a game on Wii called Red Steel. I remember that. My cousin Honey Badger, actually, you might know him.
Red Steel.
He was like he was big into Nintendo when he was younger. Like he was mad into getting a Wii, and they had this. He was like, "Oh, look at this Red Steel trailer," and it had this like they made it look like this was the actual gameplay, but looking back on it now, it was clearly CG. But it like looked amazing and whatever. And then when the actual game came out, it looked like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then he immediately switched to 360. Actually, he quit Nintendo after that. Chairface says, "Yo, how you doing, Mr. Chairface?" He says it's okay. Jim Ryan has been cancelled. PSVR 2 going to get a push. I don't know if it's a good thing that Jim Ryan's is leaving.
When are they gonna decide who's new? Who's gonna be the new boss? When are they deciding?
They've named like the replacement, but nobody knows if he's temporary or if he's
I feel
like forever.
I feel like back in the day, remember when the Pope, they're gonna select the new Pope? That's what it feels like.
Oh, hold up. We got some breaking news from Dan. I just want to confirm the legitness of it. It's a Firewall Ultra. Yeah, we got an announcement. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this.
Patch?
I don't
Breaking
have
news. Get up.
breaking
the
news.
screen.
Breaking news.
I put my
Firewall.
shirt for this.
First contact Twitter posted out. Thank you for letting us know, Dan. By the way,
Our reporter on the street, Dan.
we now go live to Dan. So with the release of
What do you-
patch, sorry, what are you gonna say, Moss?
Go ahead. Oh, just go ahead.
With the release of patch 1.09, we let you, the community, know we were hard at work on a process to restore players' lost reputation. We're happy to let you know that process is finally ready. And Thursday, the 5th of October at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we will be taking our servers down for a short window to perform the restoration for the approximately 2% of our player population who have been affected by this issue. With the use of detailed reporting we received from our Sony Interactive Entertainment partners since launch, We will be restoring all accumulated reputation points so that players' restored reputation levels will reflect all accumulated progress to date. This will also account for situations in which some users have experienced multiple resets. In regards to leaderboard statistics, you will not see the update there until you complete at least one match in either PvE or PvP. We are aware that some players have still experienced this issue since the 1.09 patch, and we will share news on additional safeguards coming in the future updates when available. So there you go.
AKA they fixing the ranks.
Well, as long as it actually works, that's good news. If that actually
Imagine
does.
if you're like level 40 and your thing gets deleted and then it's just like, but you know what, we couldn't fix it, so you're gonna start from zero.
You know what I didn't hear in that whole list of stuff, but
I told Hess, you know,
Well,
Muzz changed his mind. He's happy with how it is. Don't worry about it.
I think
Oh,
somebody when we were playing with them on Friday, Frank said that we might get, gonna be happy, or they're gonna work, or they're working on that or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't remember. I don't want to paraphrase or say what he didn't say, but is there something about that, Buzz?
so this patch is basically just fixing the ranking system. That's the main.
It actually sounds like it might not be a patch. It sounds like something like that they'll take the servers down and then put them back up. Like they didn't actually mention a patch, did they?
Oh yeah.
So it might just be like a
Sorry,
subtle...
I just said patch. That's just a force of habit. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
This update is basically just for the rank, mainly for the ranking.
Yeah,
problem.
which is important. Like some people have had their rank
Yeah.
reset like 3 times. So
Like poor Donnie. Poor Donnie is part
yeah,
of the
Donnie, I
reset
hope
mode.
you're happy, Donnie. I hope you're still there and you're happy to hear this.
Decepticon is right. You need a breaking news theme.
Yeah.
You should probably have a breaking news theme and it transitions, and you have like a fucking news station thing, and then just
Yeah. No. You gotta have a man on the street. You have to have a man on the street, and just have like the head. Put the head on top of the man on the street, holding a microphone. It's all there. It's all there.
Oh, you just fucking have what's his fucking name? Jordan Peterson.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Jordan Peterson
JP on the streets.
You do breaking
Oh, we can
news on
always
the street.
do the
Oh no.
breaking news. Breaking news.
Let's not go that route.
Let's go that right. I love that noise. I think everyone loves that noise too in the chat.
Listen, there's
Everyone.
plenty of fucking breaking news, things you can steal on the fucking YouTube.
This I already have like some of them. I'll whip up something. Rogue is there. He says top of the morning. Well, we've never had breaking news before, so this is the first time I've needed it. How are you keeping, Rogue? Nice to see you. And Tired X Goon says live update. So there you go. It's going to be something that'll just happen on their side, and we won't have to, just in case, because people might be expecting to download a patch and they'll be like, "Where's the patch? It's not working." Blah blah blah. Chairface with the horns, Muzz with the soundboard. Okay, so was there anything else we wanted to say about Tiger Blade? We got interrupted there. I mean, we could go into a tangent about Firewall. If you want.
Tiger Blade, I think it looks entertaining.
All right. Put that on the box. Put that on the trailers. I think it looks entertaining.
It looks entertaining.
Just a picture, Jackpot shrugging as well. Important says, what was the breaking news? The breaking news, important, is that the ranks are getting restored for the people who lost their ranks in Firewall Ultra. And that's going to happen tomorrow. There's going to be a live update on their end. But yeah, there's not really anything else to say about that, is there? Hopefully it actually works. So like a lot of the updates they've done have kind of not fixed what they said they would fix, or they've fixed this, but then it breaks in a different way or something. So fingers
that a thing
crossed.
Before too, Firewall 0 Hour, we had something and then something else broke.
I mean, Firewall 0 Hour had its own setup. Remember, man, fucking Operation Nightfall, that was like just a nightmare.
You know, but I feel like sometimes we'll get
Dark
updates
days.
back in the day, and the updates will fix that, but they will break something else.
I'm not denying this. I don't remember a specific like example of that, but it could have happened. Foglands is the next topic.
Foggy Lands.
Breaking news is they're fixing player. There, Dan answered the question. That breaking news looks interesting. This is important. Okay, so the Foglands, and I forgot that I turned off my phone when I was checking that. So just give me one moment. Okay, so they got a date for this finally. It's coming on Halloween Day itself. They also revealed that it's no longer just a PSVR 2 game. You can actually play it flat as well on PS5 if you want. It is a roguelite, in case you didn't know. So every time you die, the levels change a little bit and the rooms change. And you can get like different powers and stuff. It features fist fighting, gunslinging, and throwing as 3 different types of combat. You can collect these cards, or you can buy cards that will give you different abilities. I was just looking at the trailer. It looks like fairly high budget. And when you look at the flat version as well, it looks even more impressive, obviously. And it's going to be $35.
Damn.
So I
think
think
that's a fair price
yeah, I
for
think
the
it
game.
looks like it's worth that. I think.
It has a very unique art style. Like, it's not highly realistic, but I mean it's still like a very cool looking.
Yeah, it's got like a Western theme kind of
Yeah,
going on, but
like-
it's also mixed with demons and shit.
Yeah, like what was that? There was a flat screen game that came out not that long ago with like a cowboy like action kind of shooter. I forget what it was called, but
Thank you to King Arthur for subscribing. Thank you very much, King Arthur.
King Arthur.
But yeah, this one, I didn't really care too much about this game when they released it. Like, they announced this like a state of play or something back in the summer or whatever, June or something like that. But now that I'm looking at this gameplay, it actually looks pretty high tier. It's ranked. It's jumped up my ranking a little bit in terms of being excited about it. Did you ever play that like Binding of Isaac game? I never really got into too many of those roguelites or whatever, but I kind of enjoyed that, like endlessly replayable, because depending on how many, like in this game it has cards, but in Binding of Isaac you could just pick up these abilities and it would change the whole run every time depending on what you got. And I felt like I never got the same one twice. There was so many of them. So if this is the same, where it's like, and I suppose Synapse is kind of like this as well, where you can get like different abilities. And what else was like this? What's that fucking game the Fire Sprite did? The Persistence. That was kind of like that as well, where you could get like different things. Every run would change a little bit.
Right.
So
what's
for
the
that,
other the Light Brigade? Light Brigade was also
yes,
the
yes,
first one the first VR2 game that did the roguelike.
yeah. So if they add loads of like variety like that in terms of the cards and powers and stuff like that, you could really put a lot of hours into it, and it'll be interesting every time and give you a reason to keep playing and coming back. So that's my hope.
I'm more interested in getting this game than Foundation. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Just because I like the look of this one better, just the vibe of it.
Jackpot, any interest?
No, I mean it looks good, but I mean if I was fucking loaded and I had just money to blow and be like, hey, do you don't have anything to do? You want to buy this game and play it? I'll be like, yeah, I'll play it. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
And
I
the
know.
quality looks good. The graphics look good.
Yeah.
The VR mechanics of it looks pretty good. So yeah, I think this looks pretty interesting.
You could probably say this about every single game, but like I feel like if this had co-op, it would be really sick as well. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
no.
almost
mean-
any game.
Yeah.
If you add co-op and elements to it or multiplayer elements, it just, in my opinion, can transform a game.
A hundy.
Like you said though, like if someone can't afford to buy every single game out there, and they can maybe buy one game every like 4 to 5 months or something, right? It's like what are you gonna be looking at? This game, Foundation, or Resident Evil 4? Like
Yeah.
like which
Resident
like
Evil,
what
yeah.
what's getting your money, right?
You almost feel bad, like, because it's
Yeah.
how do you compete with that?
But I mean, there's lots of people out there that buy all like.
Oh,
every
of course,
genre
of
game,
course.
So, yeah.
Important says, so day 2 of Meta Connect was dud, right? Following Sony's example. Yeah, Jackpot lied about there being a day 2 where they talked about more games. He was just, spreading the lies from his master, Zuck. I think Zuck entered him. I used him like a puppet.
He went in through Phasmophobia. He went through that game and got him.
Yes. Well, it's like Donnie just distracted me there. He says, what game is this? Just got back. Donnie, did you miss the breaking news about Firewall Ultra? They're bringing out a patch tomorrow that's going to restore your rank, Donnie.
Yep,
So
you're
just in
getting your
case you
rank
missed
back.
that, it's coming back tomorrow.
You did it.
Chairface says the Smoglands. It was the Foglands, in case you genuinely wanted to know what it was called. But yeah, there's not really too much else to say about this. $35 is reasonable. I think, but I don't know if I'm still like. Listen, this is coming out after Phasmophobia, so it's hard to see me playing anything else other than Phasmophobia once that comes out.
Is there
PlayStation?
is there a shot in this trailer where he's not using the same handgun? Like, or is that the only weapon you use?
I'm trying to see here. Was that like a rapid fire handgun?
It's
think
like a
that was-
Or
revolver. No,
like
there's a
it
different
shoots
No,
different.
no.
It might be the same gun that shoots different things depending on what power up you get. Maybe
No, that's a
Right.
different gun.
that's a different
I think
gun.
that is a.
Oh yeah, that's
I
a
think
revolver.
so.
That's a
Yeah.
revolver. Yeah,
It's
it's different.
Yeah,
It's a
it's like a
different shape.
revolver.
Gun.
The other
Okay.
one's like a little-
Okay.
And there's a shotgun. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was just totally missing everything.
Germ says kind of looks like that Witchfire game. Yes, it does. Which actually, I feel like so many games get announced at these shows and then you just forget about them. Nothing happens for years. Like, and it's like, are they still in development? Are they cancelled? I don't know. Donny says, I believe it when I see it. Will you add the 7 levels I've gained since? Yes. So they've said that they're just gonna return the XP you've already owned or whatever. So it's gonna be like you're not gonna lose anything. Basically, you're gonna get everything back. And even in
scared them. You should have told them that they're not gonna reset the from 0.
they'll delete your account. Even if your account has been reset multiple times, you're going to get each one back. So some people have had it reset twice or 3 times. So they'll get everything back, they said. In theory, at least. Okay, next one. And this is a big one. So let me set the scene for this one a little bit because then something happened that, changed everything. So that day when they were doing the blog post stuff, they ended that stream, or not, that wasn't a stream. They ended those announcements with like a sizzle reel where they were showing all the games they kind of announced, plus games that are already out like Firewall Ultra, and then they also showed Project Wingman, and underneath it said expected 2023. But it was kind of weird how they didn't have a blog post out to go along with it like they did for all those other games we just mentioned. But at the same time, preview embargoes lifted for this game. So apparently people had played this at Gamescom and now they were allowed to talk about it because Sony put out this trailer, I guess. And I took some stuff from the Upload VR hands-on impressions. So the points I've got here now, this is obviously going to be out of days when we get to the next point, but it's still interesting to keep in mind what Upload VR, which is one of the most professional, virtual reality news sites out there, they said it has optional PSVR 2 support. They said full game playable in virtual reality, but 6 new missions built with VR in mind specifically were also added to the game. Sense controllers not supported, so you could only use your DualSense, and it remained unknown if you could use the hot ass controllers with this. They mentioned how you could switch targets using eye tracking, that the visuals were sharp and they had good haptic feedback. And then there was an official trailer that came out. But the only way I could find this was on Without Parole's channel. I don't know how they got it. Like, I was searching everywhere, but they were the only place I could see that trailer. But anyway, that's kind of irrelevant. But when I watched that trailer, I was like, oh, these visuals actually don't look that good. Like when they got up close on enemy ships and shit and the ground and stuff, it kind of looked like muddy textures and like kind of looked questy a little bit. But I wasn't too pushed about it because the game itself, like in the jazz itself, it looked sharp and cool. And I was like, whatever, you're going to be moving fast. You're not going to see it. So I was still happy with that. And no multiplayer was mentioned. Okay, so that was all well and good and fine.
Fortunately.
Okay, but then the next day happened. Or was it actually later that day? I can't remember. And actually, no, it was the week later. But when I was making this, I mean the later the day when I was making these notes. So all of a sudden, I had this game wishlisted on PlayStation, right? And then I get a message from Jackpot and I get a notification from the PlayStation app saying, "Oh, this game is now available to buy." So they just released it out of nowhere. Yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday.
Yesterday.
All right. And I was like, oh shit. I was at work and I was annoyed. I was like, fuck, I wish I was at home. I could stream it straight away. It's only $30, that seems reasonable for how good it looks. And it's the full game and blah, 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 blah. And then the bad news started to filter in. So it turns out the full game is not playable in PSVR 2. Only those 6 missions that they mentioned. The game allegedly has other issues according to people who've already played it. Iffy visuals, like I mentioned already, you can see in the trailer. But the main one is the apparent false misleading advertising, which led everyone to think it was the full game in virtual reality. All right, because there has been quotes, I'll try and pull one up, like the blog post that said you can have the full experience, or experience the full game in PS. Let me get this because I'll
No
misquote
refunds
it.
though.
Is this
No
Took his
refunds.
money and ran.
is this quote from the devs or is this from Upload VR?
No, that quote.
From the devs, right? From
Oh
the
my God.
description or something. Somebody said that.
It was from like a PlayStation blog, an earlier PlayStation blog.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just trying to pull it up now. I retweeted
Oh,
it
I
here.
think I know the whole thing.
Okay,
And then
read it
they-
out here. Hold a sec. Let me just read this paragraph. It's from PlayStation blog. So it says, while PlayStation 5 players can enjoy Frontline 59, which is the subtitle of the game, whether they're VR equipped or not, we built these missions with virtual reality in mind, and we think PSVR 2 players will really feel it. If you go into battle with your PSVR 2 as your flight helmet, you'll feel the rush of combat across the entire game experience too. It's the 2 at the end
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
it like, oh, it's the whole thing. It's not just the Frontline 51 side bonus mission, blah, blah, blah. Bonus missions. It's the full fucking thing. Sorry, I'm getting hype.
Do you think why?
He's-
Because they had them in mind because the PCVR can
No.
do it, and then they just scrapped it, or they literally they're
They-
just intentionally fucking stealing. your
No,
money?
they're a European company, and they came out after this, and they actually made a quote online somewhere. They said, "English isn't our first language, so we."
So get fucked.
Well, no, yeah.
No refunds
They-
and gift
No
They-
refunds. Goodbye.
Be scusi.
They basically said that they spoke out of turn, basically how they worded it, because they just blamed it on not knowing English.
Well,
So
Sony need to shoulder some of the blame too here because that's on their
Yeah.
official channel and they need to be fucking double checking this shit when it's
That's
When they're
a
putting
huge
us-
fucking deal. Like
yeah, it is. That's a big deal. And I
And,
don't think you can hand wave it away just
but
because
what's-
you don't have someone like double check your writing kind of thing.
I'm nearly certain that this game was already on PC 2 years ago. This is not a new game. This is a port of that game. But the PC version, that's fully VR, isn't it?
I heard. Yep.
So why the
Well,
fuck is
that's-
this not fully VR? Like it doesn't make any
So
sense.
that's why I'm trying to figure it out because
I don't know, man.
it's not like the PSVR 2 can't run it. So, you know.
Aces of Thunder's just looking much better.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Well,
I've
and with
seen,
multiplayer. dude,
Yeah, multiplayer is a
that
big-
game's gonna
that's
be
big.
great.
but I've seen Aces of Thunder listed as expected in 2023, but I can't find where that was officially confirmed. But people out there are saying that it is a 2023 game. So
That's
hopefully,
fine.
oh yeah, I'm fine with that. As long as it's not an October game, I'll be happy.
Dude, who the fuck is saying that we don't get any games on the PlayStation VR 2? Like, remember, like, was it 2 months ago? It's like, there's no games. There's no games. Like,
Yeah, but if they come out and they're fucking this, then it doesn't count. Green Hell had the issues. This had the issues. What other Hellsweeper? Hellsweeper was fucked up as well.
I don't consider this, for me, this is fucked up because, again, we are not PSVR 1. PSVR 1 and 2, what was that game?
Ace Combat.
Ace Combat, that was fucking amazing. Even though it was not worth it for me to buy the whole game unless it was on sale for those missions, but I could understand why, because we were still getting into VR and the developers were just trying to add that. But at this stage, to just sell this game and just add them, it just...
Yeah, but
I mean, it's
at
better than
least
nothing, but like the manipulation, in my opinion, purposely about...
yeah. When
To this day, I'm still confused as to why they didn't make like just a separate VR missions bundle that you could buy just for people that had VR. Why didn't they just sell those missions just by themselves for like $20?
I
Just
don't
for
know.
people that
I don't know.
Because
for-
they're thieves. They wanted
Didn't
to
think
steal
they'd make the money. They didn't think they'd make the money, or Sony didn't give them
But
enough
no.
money to do it, or something. I don't know.
I don't know. No, after it was made, I mean, like they made the game, then they made the VR missions for it, but
Well,
they
I think
still
that's,
sold it all.
I strongly
Sold it all
suspect that
together.
Sony approached. Who is it? Namco? Does Namco make those games? I think they probably approached them and say, "Hey, put a VR mode. Here's a bag of cash." They did the same with Capcom for Resident Evil, but then they didn't go back and say, "Hey, do DLC." So probably it's like they won't do it unless Sony gives them something in return. I imagine.
Well, what's
No,
weird
no,
is
but
like...
that's not my point. I understand they probably went to them and said make some VR missions, but
Yeah.
you think that they would have made more money instead of making you have to buy the entire game just for the VR missions for people that just want to play the VR. All they had to do was just take the VR missions and sell those separately. They already made them.
Right.
Yeah,
They-
I get
so
you.
just take
I
those
get
VR
you.
missions, put them in the store as like the VR, and
Yeah.
sell it for $20, and then they
100%.
would have
So
made so much
why-
more. It would have made
Why
so much
even
more
go
money.
that route? Why even go that route when they can just have the full game when it's already out on the PC VR? Do you think that
Hmm.
they didn't do that because maybe it's not as polished as the ground from the ground up missions in VR, and Sony's like, nah, this is not good enough for us, which I don't think they did because
No,
they
they put
shit
Down
out
and
there.
Out. If Down and Out is allowed to come out,
Okay,
then anything
okay.
can come out.
So why? So I understand and I agree with Muzz. It wouldn't make more sense that, but it wouldn't make more sense if they bring the whole game, right? So why do you think that didn't happen? Because the PlayStation can run it. So why would they make that decision of not having the full game because PC has it?
Or maybe the PlayStation
I
can
don't
run
think we've
it,
ever
but
had this before.
maybe it could only run it if they had full VSD rendering working, and maybe full VSD
Yeah,
rendering was too hard for them to
this-
do, or something. I don't
This
know.
is the original PlayStation VR. I don't think they could maybe do the whole game. I don't know.
Well, he's talking about Wingman, and you're talking about Ace Combat 7.
Oh,
Your
And I'm
wire,
talking
the
about
wires are
this
crossed
game
here.
right now. Yeah, that's sorry,
Yeah,
Muzz.
yeah.
And I'm talking about this game right now,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
what Pumpkins is saying could make sense. Like, I why would it not work without the eye tracking stuff? Or maybe they're like, man, we want to do the eye tracking, but if we have the whole game in VR, they're gonna be like, man, the VR missions they look a lot better.
Well-
It's gonna shit on the other missions. People are like, why the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's way more. There's way more development time that goes into making a game with full VSD rendering. We know this because of the guy that did it for No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
He said he said he worked on just nothing but the full VSD rendering for like months,
yeah.
months and months, and that's all he did to get it working. So like you can't just say like, oh, why don't you just do that?
Like we don't
Because
like if this
it's
is a Unity game. Apparently, like it's really hard to do it on Unity. So I don't know what this is running on, but it depends on their engine
No,
as
no,
well.
no. I don't mean why didn't they do the other missions and like with the eye tracking? I mean, why didn't do the other missions just like it is on the PC?
Oh, but I'm
I think
saying maybe the PlayStation 5 can't handle that without the full VSD rendering. You know, I don't know. I don't know how good it looks on PC, but like it
if
doesn't
you
look
told me
great
the
here.
graphics are shit, kind of when you saw it.
Well, in this trailer, yeah, in this trailer it doesn't look great, but they're showing off the PSVR mode in this. You know, they're not showing off the flat stuff, so maybe the flat stuff looks way more impressive, and the PC version
Yeah,
looks
I
way more
wonder-
impressive. I
I
don't know.
wonder the PC, what kind of PC you need to run this fucking game?
I don't know, but I don't know. Just thought, like at least with Ace Combat 7, you knew in advance. We were disappointed, but we knew in advance before we bought it. Only what
Yeah.
was it, 6 missions or whatever in Ace Combat. With
I
this,
never bought it.
I never
played
bought it
Ace
either because the same reason you're
I'm
saying.
not gonna. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna spend $60 just for like the VR.
No,
Yeah.
but it was on sale at one point for like $10, and
Yeah, it'd be
But
worth
by
it for
that
that.
point, that was way down the road, and by that time I kind of forgot about it, and now I got PlayStation VR 2, and it's
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah.
well, right now, no. But back in the day, there was a time that went on sale that. But yeah, $60 for this is like this. Even $30 for me, 3 hours, 2 hours of missions is. Yeah. At this
but how
point
many-
in time,
How many people yesterday bought this thinking it was the full game and can't get a
I was
refund?
about to buy it. The only reason why I didn't buy it is because I was like, "Fuck, should I buy just the
Yeah.
PC version because it's cheaper?" I was like, "Fuck," and I was debating because I was about to fucking buy that game and play it. And then I looked on Twitter and I saw Without Parole saying, "Go, guess what, bitches."
Is that what he said? Damn. And guess
Which
what,
one's the
bitches? Eat shit.
I was about to send him some.
Sounds just like Brian.
That's
Sounds just
exactly
like
what he'd
Brian.
say. Yeah.
He saved me and many people $30. So thank you
Yeah.
for saving me.
Yeah.
money.
Well, your job saved you $30.
Yeah, he
Thankfully
saved me
you're at
money.
work.
It's a lot of hot and readies. It's good. So thank you.
But listen,
I really
how
wasn't gonna buy the game.
do you buy the excuse that it is like, oh, we don't have English as a
No,
first language,
no.
you know,
Fuck
Muscusi, thank you for the cash. By the way, I just watched Eurotrip yesterday, so it's crazy that you said that.
The what?
I just watched Eurotrip. You know that movie Eurotrip? Is that not where you're getting Muscusi from? The fella in the train. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I just watched that last night,
Actually,
and
a
you're starting to say
sculptor,
that. Yeah, every time he goes in the tunnel, Muscusi. Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think they knew what they were doing. But that's just
it seems a bit dodgy. It seems a bit fucking
Controversial.
dodgy.
Controversial.
Let me try and catch up in the comments to see what the people think. Roy says it's also a one-man dev team. He did us dirty. Okay, I didn't know it was
really?
made by
This-
one person.
This game is one.
no.
Okay, well,
According to Roy. Movemaster Mix is lazy programmers. Chairface says Ace Combat 7 sold gangbusters, but how many of that was for, like, how many of those people played the VR version.
How much more could they have sold for just people wanting to buy it for the VR?
Yeah, I think the flat one was the main. I bought it for the flat, and extra was that they had the VR, because I've always loved these fucking games. But for me, it was mainly the flat, and the PSVR was extra. But
Okay.
fuck no, dude. It's a lot of money just for the VR.
Important says, I'm Brian Paul, and I love you bitches. Classic. And Donnie says, great movie, Euro Trip. It was. It was. I didn't realize Matt Damon was in it. I don't think I've ever seen the beginning of it before. But he's in it as like a punk rocker fella.
Have you seen Freddy Got Fingered?
Yeah, but years ago. All I remember is that scene where he's like with the strings and the sausages and he's playing the piano. Daddy, would you like some sausages? And they're all going up and down on the strings. It's fucking...
Dude, that's a good movie.
Oh, it's
He's a
weird.
Canadian superstar, that
Tom Green?
Yes,
Tom
Tom
Green.
Green.
What happened to him?
Canadian.
What happened to him?
He's
He doesn't
still-
seem to be an
Who
anti
knows?
anymore.
Who knows? What
He's on
he's
social
doing.
media. I think he has like
I'm on social media. You know?
You know what I mean, baby.
No, I don't.
Well, he has something going on.
He's on
in the
TikTok.
internet.
He's on
Okay.
TikTok.
Damn,
Okay?
he's got them
Decepticon
TikToks.
dances.
Damn. Oh, Decepticon says he does stand up. He does stand up now,
Yeah,
so
That's
Decepticon.
stand-up comedy.
I love Tom Green. He's fucking hilarious.
Is he still funny though?
Funnier than a lot of people that think they're funny right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the Trailer
Decepticon
Park Boys
says
better.
he was.
Trailer Park Boys are better for Canadian.
I've never watched this. I've seen lots of clips and
No?
stuff. I've seen like that Bubbles guy with the glasses.
Yeah. Trailer Park Boys.
Apparently he was living in a van. Says Decepticon. Tom Green living in a van, so he's like hit rock bottom or something. I don't know what's
Down
going
by
on.
the river.
Maybe down by the river.
Living
Maybe that
in
was
a
a
van.
bad choice.
Down
Maybe
by
that was
the
bad
river.
choice.
Maybe living that van life.
Chilling.
Damn, Donnie with the bizarre. I said, what happened to Tom Green? He says his mum was on his lips and he got an infection. Is that from a movie or something? I don't know. Tom Green is a good rapper too, says Chairface. I'll take your word for it. Listen, let's stop talking about Tom Green. This isn't the Tom Green podcast right now.
Canadian icons are.
Did he
It's
do?
the
Was he?
Tom Green show.
Did he have like an interview show where he freaked out on someone, and he lost it after that? There's like an interview he came on with.
Sounds like he did that like 4 or 5 times. So like,
I think it was like, I'm remembering it now. He was the host. Some guy came on, and the guy who came on had a chainsaw. It was like a gag or whatever. He got the chainsaw and he split Tom Green's desk in half with the chainsaw, and Tom Green legitimately got pissed off about that and like gave out to him in the middle of the interview, like, "What the fuck are you doing to my desk? This cost X amount of money or whatever." I don't know. But yeah, I think that was the beginning of his downfall. Anyway, we don't talk about Project Wingman because this is fucking dodgy shit. Like, you know, I feel like maybe we're not talking enough about how they may have like robbed people.
This is definitely an instance where Sony needs to think about doing some refunds
Yeah,
for people.
Yeah, this is
Like-
fucked up, dude.
some of
This
the
is fucked up.
they should shoulder some of the blame because it was on their blog posts where this
Yeah.
shit was written. So
Dude, fucking $30. Even though it was $5, but $30, and literally a lot of people. Dude, this close to buying it, and I would have been fucking pissed.
and somebody commented as well that Polish Paul said the first 2 missions are boring. So even the missions you do play aren't fun. So I don't know. I
Right,
don't
but
know.
that's more justifiable. I'm not gonna get a refund for that. But
Oh yeah, of course. I'm
that's
just
the
saying.
deception of it. But no, yeah, that makes it.
It's just like an extra slap in the face that the missions that you do get as in VR are like boring. You know. So.
Yeah.
And does anyone know how long those 6 missions are supposed to be?
2 to 3 hours. That's what I've heard
Jesus.
on
So they-
their page or somebody's page. That's why I said.
So
2
they
to 3 hours.
just looked at Ace Combat and they're like,
it just
oh, we
keeps
can do
getting
that.
worse and worse.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No hot ass support.
Chairface says this was Jim Ryan's idea before he pieced out. You know, he's still there until like March. He's not gone anywhere, Chairface. Important says games would get way better if Sony had Mess's refund policy. Yeah.
Maybe that's his. Maybe that's his goal. He wants to sync PlayStation VR 2 before he leaves.
That-
His main agenda right
and
now.
then he joins
think
Xbox.
I think that's
Yeah.
fucked up that PlayStation and I think even Nintendo, I'm not sure, but there's no refunds regardless. Like fuck, I haven't even played the game 5 minutes. Like let me fucking refund the game.
You
I think that
can. But I think if you try like do it again with another game quickly,
pain
they'll be
in
like,
the
no.
a- it's
Oh
a
yeah, it's a
pain in
massive
the
pain,
ass.
and they're awful hard to get on the phone and all this kind of shit. So
They should if for I don't know if you for Steam you've done a refund on a game even for the Quest. It's fucking easy as long as you haven't played the game for a certain amount of hours, which is actually a shitload of hours or days. You get a full refund, no problem. So I think
I think
they
Steam
should
like
look at reviews on that.
there's some games on Steam that are only like 2 hours long, or you can beat them in an hour and a half, and people were like just downloading those, playing them, and then getting the refund and doing it for free, and they were like robbing indie developers. So that can work the other way too, but definitely they need to improve the refund system in general on PlayStation. They're
Yeah,
so
I feel
slow
like
to
there's
do
none.
this. How have they they've been doing this for like 20 years now, online stuff, and how have they
Because
not figured this shit out? And
because
gifting
they don't
game.
want to
Why
do
don't they let you
refunds.
gift games? There's no reason for them not to like they make more money.
Right.
It's just
Yeah,
it's just
that
stupid.
makes zero sense because you can just buy a PlayStation Network card and just give them a code to download the game.
Yeah.
Like you can give them the money through make it. You can just give them the game and not make the extra
Extra
move of
step,
getting a card.
yeah.
Yeah, one extra step. Yeah.
Why the fuck are the digital games the same price as physical games? Like,
Yeah, wasn't that was
save
supposed to be a
money
thing?
on
It's like,
digital
oh, go
games.
digital, you're going to have cheaper games, and nope,
Right.
I knew
no,
that shit
they're
was
not.
not true.
They're not cheaper.
I knew that shit wasn't true. Even when I was back in EB Games, and they started doing the digital stuff, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna be so much better. It's gonna be so cheap, because you're not gonna have the distribution of like sending out all the shipments and stuff. So they'll cut money." And like, okay,
And the
yeah, sure,
manuals and
guys.
the physical discs and all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And I was just like, "Yeah, bullshit. We'll see. I bet you.
Liar.
All you're gonna do is just lose the secondhand market. So like, of course they want that.
Yeah.
They don't want
Yeah.
people to go and get a $60 game for $30. They just want you to pay $60. So
Well, I bet you must have some crazy stories from back in your EB games. I assume that's like a Canadian GameStop, or what is that?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, EB Games is like the GameStop up here, but now they rebranded. Now it's all GameStop up here as well. EB Games
Okay.
is gone now, turned into GameStop.
Do you have that one fella who just like hangs out there all day, talking to the staff?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
There-
they're
there's always
everywhere.
the-
Every shop has one of them.
some better than others, but I mean, some of them is just fun just to chat games and stuff. I mean, you go
Okay.
to work and you just get paid to talk about video games, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No,
I guess.
good memories.
Okay.
I got a lot of free shit from the Animaniacs.
Did you get like
But,
insider information? Like, would you know release dates before they were announced and stuff?
they tell us some stuff. Yeah, the managers go to a yearly conference. All the vendors loved us. Like they all loved the hell of us. They gave. I bought. I didn't buy. I mean,
Stole.
got
I stole.
I got a free Xbox One, free PlayStation 4, then a free
Mm.
PlayStation 4 Pro. I got my VR headset for free. I got a Switch for
Damn.
free.
Damn, it's
I-
better than working at Coca-Cola.
Them EB points. How many EB points you getting?
I never had to buy any games. Like we always left the conference with like 30 games. Like anytime there was a new game, they just sent them to us, and I just like gave some of them out to my staff because I didn't want to play them all. So
Oh,
Yeah, good
generous, a generous Scott.
never had to pay for my PlayStation Plus. It was
Okay, hell. So it must have been like an awful shock to the system when you left EB Games, and
yeah.
all of a sudden, all of a sudden you're broke constantly.
But the
Why are profits up so much?
but that's the last thing I got from EB Games is I took all the consoles that I got for free and I traded all that into EB Games.
Oh
And
my
it pretty
god!
much it pretty much paid for my PlayStation VR 2. I traded my Xbox, my Switch, my PlayStation 4, all the
Damn.
controllers I got.
Robert,
and a
you're a
bunch of
thief.
games.
You're a thief, Muzz. Those people took
No.
care of you for how
Well,
many
sponsored
years,
by
and this is how you
GameStop.
repaid them.
It's all good.
Oh,
All good.
no, that's good. That sounds cool. Cyber Cyborg, how you doing, Cyber Cyborg? He says,
that's
"Yo, I
awesome.
totally buy games for friends." So many people would. We all know, like if you like really want to play a co-op game with a friend, and he doesn't have us, like fuck it, I'll just dish out the cash so he can get it too, and I can have someone to play with. You know,
I used to buy pirated games for my friends.
there you go.
Dreamcast games pirated.
There you go. LSB says gifting games to friends is a great option to have, and even Xbox doesn't have it, and they're like supposed to be like ahead of the curve when it comes to like the online features at least. So I don't know. Is it just like a complex thing? Like, is there some legal shit? But Steam are able to do it without any issues. I don't know. EB Games sells used games and maple syrup. It's important. You open up the game case and it's just maple syrup leaking out inside. What were you gonna say there, Jackpot? Sorry.
Bro, that's racist.
Damn. All right. That's racist
No,
important.
I was gonna say that would have been awesome to get all this fucking shit for free, especially all the fucking things ahead of time and all that shit. That would be pretty sweet.
Did you get early? Did you break street dates, Muzz?
No.
No.
They didn't. No, not gonna do that.
No,
kind
But
of
were you,
thing.
like, would you be tempted? Like, oh shit, like GTA 5 just released and we have it here like
No.
2 days early or something, and it's like,
No, we never got the games ahead. Like.
oh, you didn't?
Oh, really?
Okay.
No.
Damn. Even I got the PSVR 2 a day early. Because I'm better than everyone. We need Muzz
Wait, you got your
memoirs.
PSVR
Yes, we do.
early?
I got it a day early. They delivered it a day early. Yeah, you don't remember this? I was like freaking the fuck out
Why
with
would-
excitement. I
Why
streamed
would I
this.
remember something
'cause I
like
was-
that about your life. I
Oh
don't
my
care
God,
about
'cause
you
you're
that
like-
much to remember.
Oh, you literally got a T-shirt with my logo printed on the sleeve. You're obsessed. You are obsessed.
Oh,
You got like
So
a
I'll
picture
make
of
you
me
feel
on
better.
your wall. You look at me when you're making love to Amanda.
no, no,
Yes, you do. Don't lie. Don't lie. I know. I can feel it.
no.
So I agree with Decepticon. He says we need Muzz memoirs of EB podcast. That should be a topic. Every week you tell us like a crazy story about EB.
When we went to the manager conference, Sony would always buy out like a really cool bar and have just EB Games employees, and no one else would be allowed in. And then they would have like a really cool band. Like one year was the Arkells. They would have just different bands would just play for all the
Damn,
employees.
treating you good. So Sony were the ones who treated you the best.
They all did. They all
Okay.
gave us stuff.
Not bad. The perks. Why did you leave? If you don't mind me asking.
Store closures
Oh,
because
that's reasonable.
they started doing bad because of going all digital and losing customers all over the place.
So if things were still good, do you think you'd still be there? Like you were happy to be there?
I would have liked to maybe like advanced up
Okay,
to different positions,
Corporate.
but yeah.
nice. You'd be going to the stores and giving free PlayStations to, return the favor.
I mean, it had its upsides, but it definitely had its downsides working at EB Games. That's for sure.
People like Jackpot coming in talking.
Yeah, and we have to pretend to be nice to them.
Yeah,
Can't-
don't
can't
mind.
be-
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Am I right? Danny says, "Ways you can just go hang out at gaming stores. That should be an Olympic sport." No, I would we had like a small GameStop in the local town here before every GameStop shut down in this country. But there was always this one dude I'd see at the counter like chatting away to the girl there, and you could tell that she was just like going out of her mind. Like she wouldn't look at him, wouldn't make eye contact. She was just like, yeah. And I just felt bad.
Miserable.
And he kind of looked like he smelled as well. He just know that by the greasy hair.
Are you telling us a personal story here? What's happening?
Yes, it is personal. I was there. I witnessed this multiple times. Anyway,
Is this you?
uh,
Is this how you met your
no. I'm not married.
Is this
Don't
the
have a
story
wife.
how you met your wife?
I don't have a
Oh, your
wife.
girlfriend, sorry.
Donnie, it's all true. And I keep looking I explained this already, Donnie, but my television's over there.
He doesn't
so
believe it. He doesn't believe it. Am I gonna get my rank back? Am I really?
Decepticon says Ras playing for EB. Ras playing
What?
for EB. I don't get it. He's on the shrooms again. Fozzie says
He's
Muzz
dementia.
taking trades. This is worth nothing. Then takes it home. Also can't figure out that one.
Oh, the band? Is he talking about the rat? The band Rat?
Oh yeah, he
playing
says the
for
band
EB.
Ras. The band Ras. Yeah,
Yeah.
never heard of them. Must be a
Never
K.
had-
Must be a
never had
K-pop.
that.
Must be a K-pop band. He loves those ones.
We had Monster Truck. They played.
Round and round now. He's saying he's just listing out bands. He's just listing out random bands now. Okay.
We've been talking about this for like 40 minutes.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Wayne
it.
game.
Project Wingman. Listen, this is the biggest scandal. It's a scandal. It's a controversy. Something should be done, but I feel like nothing will be done because it's a PSVR 2 game. So you won't see IGN talking about it. You won't see Kotaku talking about it. All the big ones are going to ignore it like it never happened. Whereas if this was a flat game, it would be all over the fucking news that they lied and they falsely advertised and blah, 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 blah.
Do a poll on your YouTube when you do the polls and see how many did you bought the game thinking that it was going to be like that. Because I feel like a lot of people bought it, dude.
Yeah, because a lot of people wouldn't have seen the tweet that you saw from Brian Paul when they were like, oh, it's out now.
I just got lucky.
Victims.
I was about to buy it, too. I just got lucky that I ended up checking my phone and he posted that, so.
God bless him. All right, let's move on to the next topic then, which is Arizona Sunshine 2. Remember earlier on how we talked about there was a preview event and they were going to drop the previews at the end of the month? Well, the end of the month came and happened and went. And the previews went live. I've only looked up one. So maybe you've seen more from, like, GT had one up. I didn't get a chance to watch that, but I read quickly the Upload VR, their one. They're kind of like my go-to source when it comes to, like, news and shit. I'm just going to read some bullet points I got from them. So biggest change seems to be Buddy, who is your pet dog. He can be commanded to attack and retrieve items for you. Melee weapons in the game are limited use. Zombies are surprisingly detailed and varied. When the, well, I don't know if it's president or one of the developers was asked by Upload if co-op is going to be returning, and his answer was multiplayer was so important to the first Arizona Sunshine that not including this would be a misstep. And that's not a direct quote, but you know, it's along those lines. They said they're aiming for Q4/Q1 release, so it might slip into 2024, even though they initially said 2023. The previewer didn't make much mention of the visuals, which I thought was strange because, you know, we only had these CG videos and obviously it wasn't going to look that good. But it was really interesting to see how big of a leap it would be over the first Arizona Sunshine, but he didn't really go into details on that. He did mention that he played it on a Quest using Airlink on a PC. So he played some PC VR version of it. But yeah, there was another one as well. I don't know if you know Genghis VR. She's like, she got like a big. About her the other day. Yeah, she's the one who said like when she previewed this. Yes, it's on par with Half-Life Alyx. All right.
And I told you it was a lie.
But yeah, exactly. But then she put up another thing where she ranked her favorites, like, you know, them tier list things where it's like S, A, B, C. She did one of those, and she had like Half-Life Alyx up at the top.
Phasma all the way at the bottom.
Yes. Yes, I was like, damn. Apparently, according to her, like I looked through the replies, and she's like, apparently the VR controls in that game are bad, and that's why she had it down low, because the controls for it are bad.
Phasma?
That's what she said. Listen, I haven't played it.
What do you mean controls bad?
Well, she said I don't know. She just said controls, so I don't know.
Some people don't like the jank.
It's fine. Everybody has their own opinions, but yeah.
Anyway, what she had as S, the top of the S ranks before Alyx, before everything else, was Arizona Sunshine 2, and she only played the preview event. And someone said, how do you have that as an S rank when it's only the preview event? And she said that the demonstrations she saw of a certain mechanic, which she couldn't name for spoiler reasons, I suppose, was the best she had ever seen in virtual reality, and that's why it's up there.
Gotta be dog related.
Maybe.
Getting Donnie excited. Is that gonna be?
I just got that now. I was like, "What comment did Donnie make? He doesn't look excited." It's like, "Oh, the dog."
I just don't. I don't. Is one mechanic that it's better than everybody else? Is that gonna make the game better than?
Depends on the mechanic. It depends. I mean, think of like, remember Shadow of Mordor had the Nemesis mechanic? Like, didn't that make the whole fucking game amazing? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to have anything like that, but, you know, depends on what the mechanic is.
Listen, everybody's saying at least it's a good game. Everybody has high praises. I don't think, but I don't know shit. She's played it. Half-Life Alyx type of style. But regardless, everybody seems to be praising this game. And when you just talk about at the beginning, having the co-op, which they didn't say it is, but most likely we will, that, you know, like we just talked about, the game itself, let's say single player, looks pretty good. But having the co-op, dude, and if they can do like 4
that's what I'm hoping. Like I assume it's gonna have 2-player
awesome.
co-op, but if it can go up to 4-player, which I don't think so, because I think the graphics are gonna be pretty good in this game. I know this is like a CGI trailer, but from the sounds of it, it does look pretty good. Maybe not
Well, even-
this good. But
I think they put screens
Wasn't-
like they got screenshots of the actual in-game stuff, and it doesn't look
Yeah.
as good, but you know it's not bad looking. Sorry, Jack. What was?
pretty
The
solid.
first game. No, I was just gonna say the first game had 4-player co-op on Horde mode.
Yeah, I was
right?
just going to say that as well. Yeah, and
As long
two-player
as it-
two-player story, 4-player or a horde.
Horde mode.
Yeah.
The horde
Yeah.
mode was pretty crappy though. You just had to like
Yeah.
stay in one little area and.
Yeah.
and
Right, but if they implement more of that, if they say, okay, we can't do the campaign 4-player co-op,
Yeah,
but we'll do 2-player co-op the campaign, and then we'll do some type of horde, not just sitting there and just waiting for shit to come.
yeah.
More like, have you guys ever played that zombie game? One of the newest ones.
like the Pavlov zombie game is pretty cool. You could run around in that one.
Right.
Yeah,
run
but
around
like
the
they need to add like bosses and stuff like that, not just have
Yeah.
zombies over and over
Yeah,
again. It just
yeah.
gets boring.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
exactly.
different types of enemies, difficulties, and shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that'll be cool. So this is one of the games that are up there for me that I'm,
It's on-
most
yeah.
excited for. I'm not like going crazy, but this looks cool, especially with the co-op, dude. I think this is gonna be pretty good. Hopefully, it's not too short though.
And hopefully it has crossplay as well, so we can get Decepticon in there too.
Yes.
I imagine it would.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
didn't
big title.
specifically mention it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and hopefully the PSVR 2 version isn't going to be some kind of gimped piece of trash, but you
Yeah.
never know these days. It seems to be like people's faith is shook now in PSVR 2 games with the way things have gone recently. So we
Well,
need.
this is a VR, I think, and the developers, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, but Hellsweeper is a VR game, and they
Green Hell.
Green Hell,
Green Hell. Those.
and of course Project Wingman. So
Yeah. Don't want this list to get any bigger.
no, and it's probably games I'm forgetting because whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. Take bets if the dog dies, says Move Master Mickey. Yeah, that would be emotional. You get like a really close bond with the dog, and then at the end, he like dies in your arms or something. Can you imagine that? And you're actually
0 out of
holding
10.
him,
Run, wait.
0 out of 10.
Weeping,
Uninstall. Never
weeping,
talk about it again.
weeping into the headset. Tsuki is here with a beautiful green pumpkin beside his name. It suits him very well. That car I got tops out around 253 miles per hour. Also, I'm up to rally cars for the menu shop. You're getting pretty close to the end, I think. Roy Schwartz says, like button smash. Thank you very much, Roy. And Move Master Mix says, Survive is fun in co-op for a very average game. There you go. I keep forgetting about Survive. I keep forgetting about After the Fall as well. Apparently that's good.
Yeah, I heard it is good. I think After the Fall is a 4-player co-op, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Decepticon says Hellsweeper is meh. Sirento is better. Damn. But they've got the cool flippy shit from Sirento, but they've got like guns as well. So
Sorrento's good.
they need to remake Sirento with like cutting edge.
What's-
well, not cutting edge,
What's
but better
what's the
visuals.
samurai game coming out with the dog? What's that one?
Arashi,
Arashi.
Castle of Sins, or
Yeah.
something.
There's another dog companion game
There you
coming
go.
out.
The dog companion genre is getting pretty fucking saturated on VR. Jeremiah loves Survive. How you doing, Jeremiah, by the way? Wall running in VR is fun, says LSB. But you could do that in Sirento too, I think. Unless
Like
he
that
means
Mirror's
that.
Edge game. What's it called? Mirror's Edge. Surprised with how. Well, we did have a game like
Stride.
that. right?
Wasn't it Stride?
Stride.
Yeah.
Stride.
Danny says After the Fall is fun. I haven't played the PSVR 2 version yet. So apparently it's a good port. That's what the word in the street is. But it came out around launch and it kind of got lost in the shuffle for me between the Resident Evils and the Gran Turismos and the bigger, flashier stuff.
And they did a bunch of updates, I think, too, to make the game better after the fall. After it came out, there was some issues, I think.
Decepticon says it's all the same moves as Sirento, but now there's magic and less weapons. So that's your issue with it? Is just the lack of weapons, is it? Or like is it harder now, or what's the problem with this?
I don't know.
Anyway, move on to the next topic, which is our last topic as well before we get to the fax machine. It is Waltz of the Wizards. This one I kind of just added in last second because I forgot. This came out, it's out since the 3rd. It's a port of the other versions. Apparently this game has been ported to like loads of different headsets. But the reason I've added this in, I wasn't really going to because I don't have too much interest. But one very interesting thing that they mentioned in the Upload Viewer article that I read about is that this game uses like voice commands and hand gestures as part of the gameplay. So they mentioned that they had to rework the voice command system to get it to work on PSVR 2. So that reminded me of Phasmophobia. So they must have hit the same fucking issue that they've had, but they managed to get it to work. So now that's given me hope that Phasmophobia can get it to work too. I don't know what this issue is with PlayStation not being able to do voice command stuff, but
you know what? I'm really
Jackpot,
thinking.
call Phasmophobia and tell them to contact these guys and figure it out.
work together.
No, I think the thing is they might have it figured out, but what I'm starting to now believe even more is that Sony really has all the fucking control in what they say, what they do, because Phasmophobia, their developers are known to be very fucking good at not only making the game but being active with the community and telling what's going on and all that type of stuff. So us not getting a release date, us not knowing if those things are going to be fakes, just we don't know nothing about Phasmo, right, except the one trailer we got or whatever technically. I think it's Sony just being little bitches like always and just.
But hold on a sec. Keep in mind this is also coming to Xbox, and they revealed this at an Xbox event. So I feel like they're probably
this game
Phasmophobia.
Right.
So they revealed the console versions were coming at an Xbox event. So I don't think Sony are like, it's different with Firewall Ultra because Sony owned that. You know, so Sony are completely in control, but look at Project Wingman. Obviously Sony weren't hands-on enough there. They just let them do whatever they wanted and tell lies on the fucking blog posts and shit.
Right.
So I don't think they're as hands-on with, like, I think whatever reason the Phasmophobia devs are being quiet about this, I mean, I don't think it's to do with Sony.
They might have a little more say over the VR mode or the VR
maybe, but I think like the reason they haven't got a release date yet is probably because the fucking that office fire or whatever that happened and they don't know. Maybe they're like trying to be scrambling as quickly as they can, and then one day it'll drop. One day it'll just drop. It's like, hey, Phasmophobia's out now on PSVR 2 and PS5. Download it. But yeah.
Summon some demons in the office, maybe they're playing for real.
We're starting to think, is there any other PlayStation game that lets you use voice commands? Like any other PSVR 2 game, PlayStation 5 game? I know on PSVR 1, Impatient let you do it. But
yeah, I can't think of any other ones.
So it's like there's something about the PS5 that doesn't let it happen. I don't know why.
Well, they gotta fix that because that's a huge part of immersion. I feel like gameplay and a lot of the games,
100%.
Once we get into the territory where like all the NPCs are going to be AI and they can just talk for like as long as
ChatGPT, yeah.
And you're gonna actually be like talking to the person yourself through your mic, and then the NPC is just gonna be talking like a conversation to you.
Man, it's gonna be crazy.
Like,
when are we gonna see games like 5 years, 10 years? Like how far away from like no delay in the response time where it's just like instant?
At least
right now it's not that bad.
No, it's definitely improved way better.
I don't think it's not gonna take that much.
But who's gonna build a game around it? Like somebody has to do it from scratch.
5 years.
Like having like a game like Skyrim or something like that kind of game where like all the NPCs are AI, like where you go back to the city. Going to be an AI just.
You cut out there, Mo. Sorry.
Talking. Oh yeah, of course.
I know. Just when you're about to make a nice point, it's like goodbye.
I don't know where I cut out, but yeah, when you go back to the city, like the NPC, you could talk to them like 100 times, and they're gonna say. Because like it's just auto-generating content, right?
Yeah.
Like so it's not.
But when they get to the point as well where they can remember actions you've done in the past and stuff, it's going to get fucking nuts, like really nuts.
Yeah. So you would go talk to them, and then you go out and get like a bad reputation or kill someone, talk to them, and then they hate you and they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be the next thing. I mean, everybody's pushing it, and it makes sense. Like, okay. They're pushing NFTs, they're pushing this, but that's all bullshit. Like, this is something that everybody will like, to have an actual NPC that you can, have a conversation with, and it's not a fucking same repeating fucking lines over and over.
Or even like, sorry, go on. I interrupted. Keep going.
No, that's it. I was just saying that will be something that I think it is going to be very popular, and people are going to like it, and it's going to explode because they're pushing it. Look at the Quest stuff. The AI, and not only the Quest stuff. You see it everywhere, dude. Fucking everybody's using it for their business. I fucking use ChatGPT all the time. Yeah. People use it for everything. So I think 6 months ago, we were not really talking a lot about this stuff. I mean, we were, but not really. Maybe a year ago, we were not really. So I feel like, can you imagine if it keeps going this fast in a year or 2 or 3? It's gonna be fucking nuts.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get to the point where you're gonna use ChatGPT to make ChatGPT better, and then it's like self-improving itself, and then it goes like Skynet. That's gonna be so fucking sick.
Self-aware.
Yeah, I can't wait for that shit. But yeah, like I'm thinking, like, you know, the Skyrim mod, like that's the coolest one so far I've seen. But even that, it's like, it's not built with us in mind, so you can't be like, oh,
Right.
you take cover over there where I'm pointing, and then pick up this thing and throw this thing. Where if you can get a game built up with that, where like they follow your commands, and you can have like actual consequences to the words you're saying, or like a GTA 6 where the person on the streets is like, please don't fucking kill me, I've got a wife and kids at home, and they're like pleading with you,
Yeah.
and all this kind of shit, and like a hostage negotiation going on, and the guy, like, you're taking a hostage, and the cop comes out with a megaphone, and he's like, listen, let's talk through this, you know, or something like that. That'd be fucking
Dude,
nuts.
that reminds me, the demo, the Matrix demo for Unreal Engine 5. Somebody
Yeah.
Yeah.
those guys, the NPCs have that, and there's some conversations that are like, holy fuck, like, you know, it actually understands and it replies. So I think I get scary, but we're farther, you know, in it than we actually think.
Well,
Fucking 3 years,
Decepticon thinks we're 2 years away, and this
Oh,
this
probably.
man, he's
I
deep
say-
in
I-
AI, so he knows.
I say like 2 or 3 years it's going to be in more in video games big time. Like
Be so
people are
crazy.
scared that they're just going to start like using AI to like just make games. Like you're going to like lose developers and like programmers
Yeah.
and stuff. Like this is all going to be taken over by AI making everything, which is
It's like any other job.
yeah.
know?
But just
Like
like,
McDonald's now, it's automatic McDonald's now. You don't have to fucking do anything.
if you think of like AI before ChatGPT, like a year ago, and you're like, oh, how smart are the enemy AIs or in the game or whatever, and it's like they haven't really advanced much in the last fucking 20 years or something like that, you know. Whereas with this, if you actually have like something linked up to ChatGPT and it's able to like read what's around us, it's like, oh, I know this cover here, I know the player is there. If I approach here, I have the better angle of flushing them out. Like, it's going to actually be like human level. Obviously not now, but you know, in the future, it's going to be like playing against people online, even though they're just NPCs. That's what it'll feel like. Every person is a real person, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want to see.
No.
According to Decepticon, though, he says new GTA will probably have AI. It'll still be dumb, though. There won't be an AI takeover for at least 20 plus years. We need quantum first. When quantum kicks off, shit's going to get weird. Dice is actually an AI after Zuck got him. The dice we knew is long gone, says Donnie. Would explain a lot. It would explain a
Yeah,
lot.
that does
It's
explain
all
it.
adding up.
He doesn't want to touch Sony anymore. He just
hmm
no more PlayStation.
All right, will we hit the fax machine? Are you ready?
He likes to impersonate people like all the time now.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's using them fucking AI codec things
AI
in the
AI.
Discord chat, convincing us all he's chopped.
How else can you explain how exact of a duplicate he sounds? So like when he
Hey, brother.
there's no way he can be that precise in
No.
his mimicry.
that's
without
AI.
Being AI, yeah.
That's open
Gotta be-
AI right there. Important says there'll be no more multiplayer games because you'll be able to invent your ideal game in minutes. And everyone will be too busy playing their custom games with great AI players to play other games. Yes, I think it's going to, like, man, I really wish Dreams didn't come out until after AI shit was out, and you could just have a Dreams game where AI was built into us. Didn't have to worry about learning all the tools and all that bullshit. It's like, I want a wall here, make a house here, have 3 bedrooms up top, make it look realistic or cartoonish or whatever you want. Make this guy animated. I want him to be running. No, not like this, you know, and just have like, man, it's gonna be nuts. That's all coming. That's coming.
That's exactly how Skynet starts.
I hope so.
You're a lazy bitch.
You bitching at the AI to things.
That sounds to me like you don't like games that are hard and you want to be having.
No. I'm talking about dreams. I'm talking about making this. I'm talking about making things in dreams. Like, imagine another dreams coming along that uses AI, where you don't have to learn all the bullshit. Like,
I wouldn't. The fun thing about dreams is making it.
okay,
It's making the
okay,
shit.
fair enough.
For
Not for
me.
me though. Not
And
for
I
me.
suck. Well, yeah, because you don't want to take the like.
Well, I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time for like learn. Like, you want to dedicate hours and hours into learning all that shit. And all you were doing was
it's
making like
like-
animations. Like, if you wanted to make actual gameplay mechanics and stuff, like, how much longer would that have taken? You know?
It's just I have to spend the time now on learning that instead of this. It just depends on what you spend your time on. But now the game has a lot of people that before, like, okay, I wanted to do one of those games. I don't know how you call them, but like the games that it's like this and you have a little fucking plane and you're shooting to the side and it just moves like this,
Like
right?
a Flappy Bird type
Or-
shit.
Right. I wanted to do something like that, but I had
Oh,
to
like Galaga.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
I know
right,
what you
right.
mean.
Like those
Like
old school
side-scrolling
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to literally made like the camera, set it up in a way, and put it on the puppet chip that make. And it was fucking now. There's templates. You want a first-person shooter game? This is the template, and this are all the items, and you can just pretty much. So it's a lot easier, but it's still hard to learn. But for me, AI, like that's the fun part to me to create it. And yeah, it's fucking hard as shit. But again, that for me is the satisfying and hard part. And it was hard, but like when I did that shit, I was learning as I was going. You know, that's why that's why I wasn't the greatest. But
Yeah,
yeah, dude,
I understand
I
that
don't
there's
like
like I understand that there's satisfaction after achieving something that was difficult and learning and improving and stuff like that. But if everything,
that.
if it was all as easy as just like a prompt, tell it what you want. Like imagine how many fucking excellent games would have been on Dreams instead of all the janky shit that we got constantly.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You look at it for the game aspect. I look at it. That was the fun part for me was making the shit.
But I'm just like, what
Figure
you're
it out
trying.
and what the fuck is happening and how do I fix this? Why is the thermometer too high? And
But that like those days are numbered. Like Like-
oh fuck yeah. But that's like a thing for me. That was the
Okay.
fun part. One of the fun parts about Dreams was figuring out the issues. What's this now? This thermometer's too big. I need to get the lead and just how do I work this? How do I make the camera? How do I make that was fun for me learning this shit and making it as I go. Trying to
Okay.
make fun
He's
of you guys
a
as much as
true
possible.
artist,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Pumpkins?
No, I'm not.
True
I'm not saying I
artist.
suck at it, but it was fun for me to create it.
Artists
But
must
I see what
suffer.
you're coming from, of course, for more games because the games kind of sucked everything we had in there.
There was some obviously there was some good exceptions, like, but a lot of it was
We needed
janky.
in PC though.
Yeah.
PC they would have made some crazy shit. But anyway, sorry.
Decepticon says just call it prompt instead of Dreams. There you go. Donnie says Dreams now has most everything already made by someone else that you can now use to make your game. But yes, AI would have made it easier. Yeah, I get that's a good point, and I get it. But that was part of the appeal. Like it's like, oh, you don't know how to make a tree? Just type in tree, and then you can see all these trees other people have made, and then you can just take them. So how is that any different from just typing in, fucking make a house?
Because if you want, because I see what you're saying. Because the house and all that stuff is just yes, you can find a house like me, dude. You think I made Pete, that fucking reptilian?
Oh no,
Some
I know.
fucking
But that's
bad-
what I'm saying. Like
Right,
that's no better. Like you didn't make him yourself. You didn't design him. You didn't go
But-
through all the processes.
No, but what I did is I did create like that set where everything happens.
Mm-hmm.
I created that set. I got the house and then I got grass and then I made it exactly how I wanted. I put it all together because if you say the AI, okay, make a road here and make it look like whatever, it's just gonna be you done the I don't know if you've done the mid journey, right?
Yeah.
You say you want something, but it's not gonna be how you are thinking in your head unless you know exactly the prompts to use perfectly, right? And it's still not gonna be like that. So for me, the AI is great because it's gonna
But
be
I'm-
quick, but it's not gonna be as detailed as you want it to, regardless if you copy paste from other people. You know?
I'm talking about like in another few years when it's even more advanced, where you can say, okay, the grass looks good, but now make the grass an inch taller. Make it more dense. Make it like it will do everything you want perfectly. Like Not-
Right. I just don't think it'll be like make a village here and then make a third party game that Pumpkins likes to get butt fucked every day. And
No, but you have to be more
specific.
specific than that.
That's
Obviously, you can't just type in make a great game. That's you want to be more specific. But just I still have to have the idea of what I want. Just it would make it easier to get it from my head to a game.
I would have like mixture of both. A lot of hands on and use ChatGPT to help.
Yeah.
That's what I think will be the
Okay.
perfect balance for me.
Let me read some comments again. Dreams should have went next gen, says Decepticon, or even a new thing. But there probably will be. Like once these prompts and shit get it more advanced, like it won't be Media Molecule, but someone else will come along with like an engine, maybe like just Unreal Engine 5 will like just like all these engines will just do it. Tasuki says if Dreams didn't do well enough, all they had to do was put it on PC like other games. I think everyone wants to see that on PC. And Decepticon says, and with prompt, that's a 1-to-1 tree, not someone else's tree. There, yeah, that's the point. Like that tree never existed before. Like technically, your prompt created the tree, even though it's like it's learned from all these other trees that it has seen from other people, but it's still an original tree. Decepticon says if you wanted to use assets, you wouldn't have to pay someone. Talk to AI like you would a blind person. There you go. Exactly. Be descriptive. Important says it will be a conversation. You're the director with teams of AI devs, man. That's the future's gonna be nuts. If we can just stay alive long enough, we will see some amazing shit. Donnie says, but will it be as you imagined? Every time is what Jackpot is saying, and I get it. But I'm saying right now it wouldn't be. Like, I'd ask for a post box, and then it would give like a weird post box that I don't like. But then I'd be like, hold on a sec, generate that again. Make it like this. Make it green. Make the letter slots on top instead of the bottom, or blah blah blah. And if it's advanced enough, it should be able to do that.
I think you're looking at it as
the more description that you go into, the more start looking like you want.
I think you guys are looking at it as a perspective of the games again, because for me and a lot of the people that make this, the fun thing is making it. And I get you guys say what's the difference, but I feel like in general that is the fun part, the grindy part of.
But you'd be like those people that go to a Renaissance fair where they're dressing up in armor and they're using swords to have play fights and stuff. It's like that stuff doesn't need to exist anymore, but you can do it if you wanted to enjoy that shit. That's what it sounds like you're describing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like for me, I'm looking at it as that's what I like, and I want that. I don't want to lose that. And you guys are thinking it as in the perspective, like, I want to make this easy so I can make badass games.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But what I would do then...
And I get it's valid. I think, obviously, your opinion is fucking valid, and I agree with you in that sense. But for me personally...
I get you enjoy the old-fashioned way, basically. Even though this doesn't even exist yet, so there's only the old-fashioned way right now.
What I liked about Dreams, even though I hated it and I didn't want to touch it, and I started the Mexican pumpkin pie for 2 days, and I was like, fuck this. Especially because you guys are bitches about getting the audio. It's just too complicated. But I hated it afterwards because it was a lot of work. But that's why I think it's stupid. I just like the challenge. I like the fit because not everything is done the same way. That's what the developers back in the day said anyways. I like to look at people's games or things because there's many different ways. It's like, oh, this motherfucker win this win. It's a different way to do things. So for me, again, that was for me the fun part about, even though it was very frustrating, the challenge, the having to figure it out because it was fucking challenging as shit because I didn't know what I was doing.
But
again, for me, that was the fun part.
Let's say Dreams 2 does happen and it's like how I want it to be, where it's like you just put in prompts. What I would do is say, okay, make a game like Dreams 1 so that Jackpot will be happy, and then it will just generate that game and you can play that. Meanwhile, I'll be over here playing my fucking AAA blockbusters where you can see the exact stubble on everyone's faces and, all crazy shit like that.
Right.
And everyone's happy. Everyone's happy.
Right. I'm not... You want to play the games, right? I want to...
But no, I want to make them too. But not. I don't want it to be hard. I don't want it to be hard.
No,
I don't want to have to get a degree. I don't want to have to get a degree. No, I need to. On my specific game, I want the atmosphere to be like this. When this guy walks past this doorway, it triggers this thing to happen over here. I want to do tell a story. I want this excellent acting, animation, all kinds of crazy shit.
Right.
That's what
if it's like that, if you really are specific about
everything.
Yes. Then of course I would like that, even though I would prefer the option to also do another way. But yeah, of course, fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. Just fucking do whatever you want, but not
basically,
general.
Basically, Jackpot wants to take draw a nice portrait of somebody and petrified pumpkin. He just wants to take a picture.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. I got no time, and my thing gets to the same destination as well. I mean, we both get the same place in the end.
It's just the type of satisfaction. Some people, I'm not saying you cheat. Some people like to cheat in games, and they found satisfaction in that, like cheating and fucking winning everything. And some people don't. For me, the satisfaction is the grind.
All right.
Not all the time because I hate it.
Okay. Anyways. That was a massive tangent that had nothing to do with... Well, it kind of had something to do with VR, but, we went off.
I was just sitting here.
Sorry about that, Muzz. Okay. Muzz is like, I have to pick up Amanda. She's been waiting for 3 hours.
It's been waiting for 45 minutes.
It's thunder lightning outside.
The blizzard. Man. The thunder blizzard is in. Donnie's... Oh, no. Fuzzy says, Renaissance Fair. Are you being a bigot? I said Renaissance. Fair. How do you say it?
Don't ask me.
Oh,
English is my second
Renaissance.
language.
No, it's Renaissance. Listen, I'm closer to Italy than any of you, so I would obviously know how they pronounced it correctly.
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
Renaissance. I was actually almost going
Renaissance.
there about 4 days ago.
I bet you did.
I almost did.
Donnie says both perspectives are valid, but different strokes for different folks. How far am I from Belfast, says Decepticon? Probably 3.5 hour drive, maybe 4 hour. I really don't go to the north very often. I literally haven't gone since I was a child.
Ago, Donnie, you could have stopped that whole thing from happening if you would have said that.
Anyway, I'm going to put up the fax machine intro, so give me 12 seconds.
Do it.
It's that time again for questions and topics submitted by our viewers. So let's go to our fax machine and see what we have. Fax me harder, Daddy. I've been a bad boy.
And we're back. The fax machine is over. Okay, I think we just have one, and it's from Brave Sir Robin, and this will not take long, I don't think. He says, would you rather have a pet skunk spray you once a month, or a pet talking parrot who tries to ruin your life any chance they got?
What does that mean specifically? In
Were
what
you the
way
one that
does
said the having sex with your parents? Is that you, Brave?
Let me scroll back up. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
Pumpkins is the one that you said yes, so I don't know what's.
Yeah, it
more
was
there.
Brave.
It's
It was
Rush or
Brave.
the
It was.
Pumpkins.
Well, I'm not the coward who. Listen, nobody's going to know.
No,
That's the thing. Everyone's
we're
going to
not-
think you
we're
did.
not-
Everyone's
we're
going
not
to think you
fucking
did.
We're not starting that again. I'm sorry, I said it.
All right,
What was this
listen.
new question? Say it again. I didn't catch it.
Okay. He said, would you rather have a pet skunk that sprays you once a month, or a pet talking parrot who tries to ruin your life any chance they got? And John Martin just subscribed. Thank you very much, John Martin.
Oh, who was that?
That was John Martin subscribing.
No, the lady. that you
Yeah,
have
it
with
makes me
the-
moist.
I'll take the skunk. I'll take the skunk
You
spray.
take the skunk. Why? What's
in what
what can a
way is
parrot
a
do?
parrot
What
gonna
could a
ruin
parrot?
your
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. It's like why a parrot ruin on my life? I mean, technically they could talk.
Come over to your house. He tell your secrets.
Maybe he says like a
Yeah, I
slur.
don't know.
Maybe he could say like a racial slur so that he thinks like everyone thinks you're using that racial slur a lot.
Dude, parrots are
And that
sick.
could, yeah.
Mexico, they're popular. We used to have this friend who used to come over and fucking bring us parrot all the time, and all the parrot did was just cuss
Damn.
all the fucking time. It was hilarious.
Damn. Have you ever looked into lyre birds? They
Mm,
can mimic any sound that's around them. They can even do like they had like a construction crew cutting down fucking trees, and they could do the chainsaw sound,
Shit.
and they could even mimic the construction workers like yelling at each other. It was crazy.
Damn.
Look into them lyrebirds. I think they're in Australia or New Zealand or something. Decepticon says, "Go on skunk, you'll have PTSD from that Paris after 2 weeks." I'm going Paris, I think. A pet talking parrot who tries to ruin your life any chance they got. At a certain point, I just kill the parrot, like snap its neck.
It sounds like he's like just coming and going from your house at will. And
You got cut out after at will.
oh,
I don't feel like repeating that.
no. It sounds like the parrot's allowed to like leave your will and like go visit people that you know or something. Like he's not.
Oh shit.
It's not. Yeah, that's what I got from it. Like he's not confined to your house. Like yeah, he can go wherever he wants.
I mean, if this was like, if either of these animals were doing this to me, like if a skunk was like spraying me once a month, and I've never smelt a skunk. Like we don't have them over here, obviously. Do you have them over in America? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Skunks? Yeah.
but I mean,
Have you smelt
I'm a
the spray?
yeah.
Yeah, it smells like weed, like really good weed.
It smells like.
I'm a
You're telling me it smells good?
No, it doesn't smell good, but it smells similar to like some weed.
It's
Like,
not.
yeah,
Yeah.
Damn, Jackpot said the same
I-
thing. It just smelled like weed. So you smell like that anyway, Jackpot. It's not gonna make a fucking difference for you
What do you mean?
because you stink
that?
like
Like,
weed all the
smell like a
time.
You smell like a skunk.
You stink like a
all the
skunk.
time.
You stink like a
I
skunk.
don't.
You
I
do.
take
You
personal
literally do.
weed
You
and
just
I
told
use
me.
this, and this doesn't smell that much.
That much, and so a little bit like a
No,
skunk.
it doesn't. Again, you don't understand. It doesn't.
It
But
does,
it smells
it
similar
does.
to skunk. It's just very, 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 very strong. I can't believe you don't have skunks over there.
We have
It's just very
badgers. Do you have badgers? No.
I'm sure there's badgers.
No, you
somewhere
don't.
here.
You don't have the badgers we have.
What kind you have?
We have hedgehogs. Do you have fucking hedgehogs? No, you don't. Get good, scrub.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have hedgehogs. I've looked it up. Donnie says Muzz is on the syrup and doesn't want to repeat himself. Skunk smell is hard to get rid of, says War Room and Skunk Bud. That's why they call it some type of weed skunk. Because it smells like skunk. I never knew that. But yeah, what I was saying is like if a skunk was spraying me once a month, or if a bird was trying to ruin my life, I'd like in either situation I killed them, or like, well, if not kill them, then like release them into the wild so that they can't come back and find me again. You know, well, especially the bird. I might kill the bird.
You can't make up your own fucking. You have to say pick one. You
I
can't.
think you're getting out of the range of his like scenario.
You're cheating, yeah.
I'll go with the Paris because I don't see how it can ruin my life.
In that case, I'll go with the elephant that I can just ride, stomp on people. That's what I'll go with.
You've both gone for the skunk.
Yeah,
Well,
because I'd imagine you can get rid of a skunk smell.
But what? Like it's like is that like comes from its anal glands? It's like a liquid shit that comes out of its anal glands, and you're fine with being sprayed with that once a month.
Because the spray, you can wash it off every month and you'll be fine. With the parrot ruining your life, even though you
Just
say
a
I
concept
kill
of
it.
No. Hold on a
I don't
sec.
have-
It's
It
trying.
doesn't matter.
It's trying to ruin your life. It's like, can you explain a situation where a parrot's going to ruin your life?
Okay, but you're talking about I don't have anything to hide. Let's say that if it's gonna ruin the life, let's say that it's the skunk is gonna piss on you, right? So the parrot is gonna try to. So there's gonna be annoying as shit to deal with the parrot trying to ruin your life. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna say you're a rapist, a pedo on the news. I don't know, and that's gonna create a lot of issues, even though it's not.
But
true.
parrot's
So
just
I
going to
prefer-
repeat. The parrot's only going to repeat what you say. You know.
But
And
you-
first of all,
I
most
think
people
making
keep a
assumptions,
parrot.
Those are not the rules.
That is no. Parrots do not have the intelligence to like just create sentences. It's like,
Okay,
oh, this
let's
guy
say-
over here is a
yeah,
pedophile. He
okay,
can't say that
okay.
unless he's repeating
Alright.
this.
Okay, let's say that he saw it on TV, and for some reason he wants to ruin your life, and he say, "Oh, I'm smart enough as a parent. I'm gonna repeat what I heard on
No,
TV."
no, he can only
Again,
repeat.
you're-
He's not smart enough to use it in the correct context. You know.
Grace or Robin, we need better
Robin,
clarification
can
on
you
this
fucking
stupid
tell this
scenario
guy
you
that he's
told us
making
to
this so
focus on.
complicated? Get pissed on. Period. That's.
I'm not getting pissed on. And first of all, does it not come out of their assholes? Where does the spray come out of from a skunk?
Regardless of.
Do they
where
have a
it's coming
turd
from.
hole? Do they have a turd hole? Was just like the spray hole?
Am I fucking
thought it
Steve
was like
Irwin?
a-
I don't know. How the fuck am I supposed?
Well, you
to
have
know
them over
about
there.
it?
Like if we were living with these fucking things, I'd know about us. I'd know
The
about us.
balls.
If I was in like you're in danger every day, you could get sprayed by a skunk. That's a
Not in
reality
their
for
tail.
you. It's
There's
in their
like a
tail.
gland.
No, bitch, because I don't live
Isn't
in the
there like a
wilderness.
gland in the tail? I don't know.
Important
Tail
says a
is-
turd hole. Oh, he's making fun of my accent. I thought he meant like the shithole.
A turd.
Yes, Donnie, I'm sorry. Are you leaving, Donnie? I think he's leaving. He can't take this. Decepticon
He's
says,
done with this stupid topic.
I'll only show up for you and not any time someone else is around and then people think you're crazy. Well, that's a supernatural Paris. And he said nothing about a supernatural Paris. All right,
Yeah,
so
we
first
need
of all,
better
most people
clarification
keep a
on
Paris in a cage as well.
Listen. Trying to ruin your life, okay? You're
Yeah.
just making it like, oh no, he's not gonna do it. He's this.
But just
he's gonna
all I
try
want you to do
kill
is
me.
explain, give me an example where parrot can ruin your life.
But
Give
we
me an
don't
example.
know.
Give me an example that a fucking skunk is gonna piss at you randomly, perfectly every month.
But this is what he's saying. This is part of the question. He's saying that it will do us every month. I can understand that because you might be rubbing the
Right.
skunk and then it'll spray on you. But I can't figure out how a parrot will attempt. He's not saying it will do it. It will just attempt to do it any chance it gets. You know how?
Okay.
Is it going to like peck my eyeballs out?
Maybe,
Is that what it's
sure,
going to
whatever
do?
you
Well,
think
that's
about it.
that's a different story. I'd rather be sprayed then.
Maybe every night he's gonna go to the fucking and sacrifice himself and just turn on the fucking gas on the stove, so you just get poison or some shit like that. I don't know.
Well, that's a
Brave.
that's a supernatural bird. All right, that's not a
Brave.
normal
How's
parrot.
Supernatural.
How
Do
can
me a
what
favor,
bird can
Brave,
turn on
and-
the gas?
Give us more details on these scenarios so
You
it
seen
doesn't
America's
cause this
Got
to get out of
Talent?
hand.
Have I seen what?
America's Got Talent. It's a lot of smart.
no murderers. There's no
I went to
murderous
this-
birds
I
out
went
there.
to this show in Vegas and they had a lot of birds and shit that were smart. So I'm not. I wouldn't be.
Not that smart.
Just
They won't even have the
stop.
strength. They won't even have the strength to turn the knob on the gas thing, and then you've got to click us to ignite it. I mean, I'm going with the parrot. All right, and that's my final answer.
You always go with the fucked up answers.
It's
You
not
wanna
fucked
go
up.
sleeping-
You want to be sprayed. You want to be sprayed by a skunk out of this fucking butthole.
Last time you
Once
said
a
you
month,
prefer to get
12
eaten
times a
to
year.
sleep with your parents.
Yes,
And now you
but then
say
you'd
you
never know
prefer-
about it. You would prefer for everyone to know about us.
about it.
Just I get drunk, I'd fucking black out drunk, I'd make myself forget about it. But listen, if everyone knew about it, your life would be ruined. So this parrot is trying to ruin your life, by the way, and you don't want the parrot to ruin your life. Well, he didn't say I couldn't. He didn't say I couldn't.
But you're just assuming that you could.
No,
But
of
you-
course, because I
you
can
need
in
to-
real life.
You need to ask Brave if you're allowed to do that.
Well, he has to set them. He has to be specific. No, you can't get drunk. You can't do this. You can't do that. But he
Okay, if you
didn't.
wanna
He
be a
didn't.
bitch like that, if you want to be a bitch like that, be like, I'll get skunk spray, but I'll wear a fucking hazmat suit every time, so I won't have to worry
Okay,
about
there you
it.
go. That's smart. Now you're thinking
That's
outside
not
the
smart.
box.
That's-
You're thinking
that's-
outside the
that's
box.
That's not fun anymore. That's dumb.
But will you know when the skunk sprays you every time? Is it a set time of the month? Because then you'd have to be wearing the suit all the
Yes.
time, and you wouldn't do that.
I'm assuming yes, it would be a set time every
Well, then
month.
you can use
So
the
you
hazmat
have-
suit, and then I would pick the skunk.
Why is
There
this
we go.
such a profound
And we're all in
question?
agreement. And we're all in agreement.
They were
the
all in
skunk's
agreement.
first time.
Unanimous. Hazmat suits. The skunk wins.
Yep.
All right.
There you go. We did it.
Thank you for your
Everybody.
question. Thank you for your question, War Room. Now, when I was reading that, I was like, man, that's a stupid question. How do we drag any time out of that? But yeah, we went into
And
it.
here we are.
Why do you get so offended when I picked a different answer as well? You all get so offended, the two of you.
No. I just
get offended.
you've always-
It just
you're
feels
always
like an
trying to find-
offensive.
No.
you know?
Well, first of all, the first time is disgusting. They used to
It
be
is
with parents,
disgusting.
I'm sorry.
But it's disgusting that everyone thinks you have, including me. I think you've slept with your parents now. Whereas you think,
but I
I do.
haven't.
Well, you picked the option. You picked the option where I would.
But the
you know?
difference is that you
know?
care what people think. I
You're
don't
not.
give a fuck
Listen,
what
you're not on my
people
stream
think.
anymore. You're not on my channel anymore. I don't want anyone who's slept with their parents on my channel. I can't associate with you anymore. You see how that? You see how it all? You see how it all falls apart?
Okay, but you can't prove it, and I can prove.
But everyone believes us. Everyone believes us. All right, that was part of it.
I don't.
It doesn't
care.
have to be proven or not.
Real
Fozzie's
different. Listen. That's it.
dogs are
I'll
always
go-
getting
I'll-
sprayed.
I'll become like a hermit out in the woods somewhere. Live by myself. I wouldn't give a shit.
But that's what. Yeah.
Right?
If you're okay with that, then fine, and I accept that
Sure.
answer.
Listen. All I'm saying
But,
is you're trying to break the fun out of the answers. And you're like, oh well, the parrot can't do anything. Sure, I will just, that's not fun, baby.
It is fun.
Supposed to answer
It
the
is fun.
question.
Listen, you need to ask me a more airtight question so that I can't find workarounds like that. You hear that, War Room, next
You're always
time?
gonna find a workaround.
Then it's not my fault. I'm fucking intelligent. All right. I'm not just gonna blindly let a skunk spray me every fucking month.
No, but you'll sleep on with your parents.
One time. And nobody will know. No one will know. No one will know. Right, as clown.
All right.
Put a poll up. I won't do it. LSB's laughing. When did the facts become the most basic topic on stream? Well, since War Room started asking questions.
These Warlords doing these gems for us, man.
Yeah, can't wait to see what he comes up with next week. Anyway, that's all we have time to talk about this week.
All right.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks everyone for the comments, the lols, the bants, and the likes. And Muzz and Jackpot, thank you very much. Please say your goodbyes.
GG.
Say your goodbyes.
GG, everybody.
Goodbye. Get out of here.
Wash
Goodbye.
your hands. Wash your
Damn.
hands.
Boraz? He just pulled out a Boraz out of nowhere. Anyway, he said bye-bye. Like a Borat bye-bye. You know?
Bye-bye.
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 GG. GG.
Bye-bye.
Stream ending. Goodbye.
What the fuck is this?